This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.
E te ti, e te tā, nau mai rā, nau mai ki tēnei ātonga, Poitakohu. Welcome to the basketball broadcast. Whai Palmy Arena, Palmerston North, an absolute giant battle between Rosmini College and Shirley Boys Spartans. Greg Elliott joined by Ryan the Dub. Dum, how are you, brother?
Mate, I'm good. I am happy to be here. And what a game we have in store for us, which potentially for the top of the table.
Yeah, this is a huge one on the cards here in front of us. I'll let you run through the Rosmini College lineup first, Ryan.
Rosmini boys, 0, Miggy Paisas, 4, Troy Wentworth, 5, Hunter John, 7, Xavier Wells, 8, Will Thornley, 10, Indy Marshall, 11, Olia Bronson, 15, Sam Law, 24, Cooper Holm, 25, Liam Kelly, 26, Maddie Dalton, and 32, Cooper Lepo, coached by Sunny Tuaputa.
Yeah, what a formidable lineup there. And on the other side of things, we've got Shirley Boys, 0, Jed Taylor, 1, Kobe Costley, 2, Kana Arona, 3, Jacob Woodrow, 4, Milan Newton, 5, Leah Marshall, 9, Jack Lewan, 10, Matayo Ifopo Tongia, 11, Jack Cockburn, 17, Raika Mouse, 24, Toby Hunt, 44, Jose Tito Haitana, the coach, Fraser Costley. And Ryan, having seen both teams warm up, who's taken a shine to you? Who have you looked thought, oh, they're going to give us a performance today?
Well, I think the biggest thing coming into this competition was the lack of crossovers leading up to this tournament between zones, particularly Zone 1 and Zone 4. So it's really hard to get a line. There's a bit of crossover between Zones 2 and 3, just with the proximity of Zone 2 or 3, as we see our referees on the screen. Olivia Murray from Tauranga Basketball and Curtis Norton from Harbour Basketball. I would lean slightly towards Shirley, but as we saw this morning with the upset of, well, perceived upset of Dilworth tripping up against Aquinas. Again, it's just a crossover, perhaps different styles of play. The energy of the first day of the tournament, anything can really happen.
No, you absolutely nailed it on the head there with one of the major upsets, probably ever since the inception of this tournament. Ryan, you know, Aquinas coming out of the A, deciding to go up to double A, and in their first performance, in doing so, they take down Dilworth, who are the premiers of that, Auckland Regional.
Well, Dilworth won both the Auckland Premiership and the Zone 1 Premiership, so they did the double.
And that's no easy feat. So, you know, it was interesting talking to Aquinas coach Ben Taggart before the game. He was saying that, well, I said to him, I was like, you win either way. You know, if you lose, you weren't expected to win. And if you win, you look like a genius. So, but again, you might notice a few heads on the Rosmini side of things. Just missing a little bit of hair. No, it's not balding or anything like that setting in. It is a tradition for Rosmini. If it's your first tournament, it is tradition to shave the dome, Ryan.
And as we were speaking about earlier, we figured out that it must be your first tournament for Rosmini, because we know Kupilapo has played at Nationals before for his previous school, St. Kitts. but he is sporting the shaved head along with a number of his teammates.
It's almost NBA-esque in terms of the Kupulapo situation, you know, like a transfer. You know, all of a sudden you've got a player at one place and now, you know, they've ended up somewhere else. Cooper obviously suiting up here with Rosmini. And what do you think of that move?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what happened at St Kitts and the outlook for the season and both for Rosmini, but clearly between himself and his family, thought that the move was to transfer to Rosmini, and as long as you do it before day one of term 3, then you're good to go to play at Nationals.
I need to give a shout out as well. Matty Dalton's bigger brother Charlie tuning in from the States. Absolutely killing it in commentary whenever you get a chance, my friend. I'm so glad you're not here, as I might be out of a job. So, and a big hi from Sam as well. Charlie, as we're underway, as Matty Dalton gets us underway with Rosmini, ball in hand. Here we get our first look at Cooper in the red, white and blue.
Into the standard push set, as some would call it, turnover.
Letting the boys play early there, right?
Milan Newton straight to the free throw line in the first 17 seconds. From what I've seen of Shirley boys, I watched their final against Christ College, and even their rep teams, Milan Newton, Fraser Costley, they love to get up and put a lot of pressure on. So perhaps it's going to be a battle of who can withstand the pressure and execute the offense, and who will be turning it over.
It is great to have your experience, your wealth of experience, your plethora of knowledge of hoops, especially in the South Island. Good to have you on board. I know we got you for a couple of days, is that right?
Yeah, first 4 days, we've got a few commentaries here and there. I would prefer to be coaching, but my team didn't quite, well, we as a unit didn't take care of business at regional, so we get the week off this week.
There's a few teams that we've noticed that are usually sort of teams that you would pencil in almost as automatic lock-ins. I'm taking just St. Joe's, for example, not here with us this week. It just goes to show that qualifiers huge at the moment, just to be here.
Yeah, you just got to, like, for us, it's in the moment. We didn't take care of business because the whole season before and even after regionals, we'd done a good job in our style of play, winning games, got a couple of trophies in our local leagues.
Hey.
But for that moment, those 2 games that mattered the most to extend our season, we just weren't good enough. And credit where credit's due, the 2 teams we lost to, Wellington College and St. Pat's Town, deserve to be here.
I'll tell you what, the coaching loss is the commentary booth's gain. And with the offensive foul call, sometimes you're just trying to establish that early dominance, right? You might have to make sure that you are stationary when you're sitting that big pick.
Yeah, a lot of off-ball movement in that set by Shirley boys there, but Liam Marshall committing the moving screen.
It's interesting when you get side by side with some of these guys, these young high school students, the actual size is outrageous. There's some big boys here.
As Jose gets a block shot, which turns into a transition opportunity for Shirley.
I think that was your boy Milan that put it in next gear.
Coach Fraser Costa is asking for a goaltend. Thought the ball went off the backboard before it was blocked by the Rosmini defender. As we've had a plethora of fouls so far in this game. Five fouls in minute 13.
Yeah, I can see Coach Sonny Tuaputa try to call the ref over a bit earlier just to sort of say, hey, what's happening here? Great battle though ahead of us, and we've seen some really good performances so far already today. See Lindsay Tate coaching at Auckland Grammar on the next court over from us.
Yeah. They've been in a good fight with Hill Moreton High School. They've come to a 12-point win as their time expires on court 5. First sub made by Coach Sonny is number 15 Sam Law in, as they look to protect some foul trouble. Aggressive coverage on the screen.
Great find by Wentworth.
Points per minute from Sam Law is high.
And the bench up here for Rosmini getting into this one. You get that energy from your bench on these road games. Ryan, that's a huge advantage as well. You've got to bring the energy every game.
As we see another Hudder committed. That will be Rosmini's 4th team foul. So, surely aggressive team we know are going to shoot free throws for every foul for the next 8 minutes and 22 seconds. So, if you are Columbus High School or St. Mary's girls, your game's going to be starting late. Because this game will go for a while.
As you said, it was just the first quarter as well. 8 minutes, 22 left. I don't mean to laugh, but I mean, as you said, the games could be going well into the night if we see more of this throughout the tournament. I like Liam Marshall, though, so far early on in this one. He's not afraid to use his size.
Not at all. And aggressive on the screens, up on the snoop pass. I think it's a 3rd turnover that forced Rosmini into already. And they'll play the style of play the whole game.
Just the tempo which they're playing at, turning up that defensive pressure, and then just the outlet, the quick pass up court. Tough finish from Toby Hunt under a bit of duress.
And another turnover. So Lepo picking up Fraser Costley in the back court. Clearing out Toby Hunt.
Just every time they catch the ball, it's with intent. Just unlucky on the rollout there, Wentworth. Lepo.
Yeah. These double rims, notoriously hard to finish on. A bit of touch and a little bit of extra arc is needed, certainly here on court 4.
It's something we did notice earlier on, this particular court of all courts, you know, the rims, the tupper. But interesting, sometimes the first quarter, it's a bit of an adjustment period, getting used to things.
Yeah, for our school games, we played 2. They moved the seats out, and we played the final one here after playing on the nicer hoops in court 3. And first game we shot poorly, still managed to scrape out the win. In the second game we shot a lot better, but just a little bit of extra arc, a little bit more touch to get the ball in these double rim hoops. As the early foul trouble for Rosmini is coming back to hurt them already, as Milan Newton secured a defensive rebound earlier and earned himself some free throws.
Sonny Tuaputa there again, have a bit of a korero with the referee. And it's nothing worse. Pick up a foul. The other end of the court, you've got to do that big walk all the way down, right to the free throw line. It's a bit damaging when you're just trying to play some defense. And
bit of a press here from Shirley, but you're right. When you're fouling 90 feet from the basket and you give up shots, it's a real coach killer. This kind of foul trouble, you don't want to go from your style of play, away from your style of play, but you also don't want to be as aggressive. Otherwise, you're just going to make it even worse.
What? Toby Hunt!
As Toby Hunt puts him in the spin cycle and one.
Wow, that is just impressive stuff from Toby Hunt. And we've got our first Waiheke, a timeout called, and I tell you what, a good one called at that for Rosmini. Ryan, what are you saying in that huddle?
Well, I think they clearly can't be as aggressive on defense, otherwise they're going to give up 40, 50 free throws in a game. But it's that kind of happy balance between their natural aggressiveness and getting through to the end of this quarter without being in a big hole. Understanding that Shirley's probably just they're going to push the ball regardless. So how do you balance up? Does he have a zone to go to that they could change things up just to slow it down while trying to find a rhythm on offense? Because I believe Sam Law, as well as perhaps Hunter Johns, I think, from memory, have 2 fouls each. And if they're your key bigs, you're already, we're 37 minutes from home time. And it's a long way to go when you've only got 3 fouls to give up.
I feel like we've played a lot of basketball here in this one. And as I look up at the clock, it's reminding me that we really have not had that much game time per se. We have been here for a while. However, the game clock still just at 7:08. 10-2 the scoreline. Probably a good timeout. As you said, yes, foul trouble. But just to get the boys around a bit of a huddle and probably get a chat going about how we're going to negate this fast break offense that Shirley seem to be accustomed to. They don't have any problems with that. They get the steal, they're pushing the ball, attacking the hoop relentlessly.
Pretty short time out there by Shirley as Toby Hunt was ready to shoot his Kurutotoku. A lot earlier than Rosmini was ready to rebound it. An 11-2 lead early here. Shirley's into their press.
Interesting to see what Tuaputa drew up in that timeout. I don't necessarily if it was Cooper to go or one-on-one, but it's a pretty handy play and he gets the hara.
Kind of, when teams are pressing, it's almost, you're just playing basketball. They've hit the middle pass a few times, so if you can break it for layups, it's the best thing to do, because if you're giving up layups, pressing is probably not what you want to do for the rest of the game, so then they will drop out of it, which will allow Rosmini to get better rhythm. So if they can kick it ahead, but Cooper can get some isolation on the wing with no really help side defenders, it's pretty good offense for Rosmini.
Yeah, if you can get Cooper on a one-on-one look at the basket, more often than not, I'm sure he's either going to finish or he's going to end up at the free throw stripe. And probably really good for Cooper too, just to see the ball go through the net. Right, bit of confidence, and one person that can really heat things up for Rosmini if needed. Matty Dalton as well, like he's a big body, but he's got a soft, deft touch as well. The Dalton name, very, very big in sports.
Cooper Lepo short on the first Kurutatuku. Berry's the second one.
I think once these boys adjust to those rims, as we've talked about, I think it's going to be a big second quarter or even second half once they adjust to that. Shirley have adjusted a bit quicker. And here he is again. Oh, blocking foul called and one, right?
And one. That was a bit of a 50-50 call. Referee in a much better position to see if Lepo was moving.
And we'll see a replay here. Goes. Oh, what are your thoughts after seeing that replay? I'll hand it over to you.
That's tough, because it looked like Hunt initiated the contact with a lowered shoulder, which arguably be a non-basketball player. I'd almost go no call. You make the shot, well done, play off.
As Johns brings the ball up for Rosmini.
And that being Cooper's second foul, so again, he's sitting out the game. Rest of the quarter probably. Wentworth with the mid-range jumper.
Yeah, that foul trouble really, not only is it for your defense, so to speak, Ryan, but also, you know, it takes you out of the game. So even with your offensive structure as well, it messes with that too.
Yeah, no unable to score the ball as efficiently as you like, but then you're not even getting a rhythm because your better players or your more trusted players are spending more time off the court, as Milan Newton hits the three to establish a 13-point lead.
He's been really impressive early, Milan Newton, having himself a huge first quarter, getting his hand in the cookie jar, a couple of steals, a couple of fast break points, and we got, potential gimme there for the big fella, Sam Law, just unlucky.
Jose Tito Haitana just a little bit too long in that screen. Milan Newton was communicating, hey, get back to your own, I'm good, and allows the inside pass to Sam Law, who unfortunately missed a chance at the and one.
And Will Thornley comes in, takes over from Troy Wentworth.
Is the Puru rims out of the tapa.
There's no one I like to hear more on the Kupu Māori, my main man Ryan Dubbs.
After that last few years of commentary, I've got Kurufifu Turu down pat, but it's the other ones I've got to get.
You and Andrew Horace, that's your guy's favourite.
Well, I learned from him. That's
yeah.
why I listened to him.
Everyone learns from the GOAT. Hits the deck there, foul called. And surprise, surprise, Ryan, looks like we'll see free throws.
Yep.
It'll be Tito Haitana.
I thought that was a little bit unlucky. It looked like decent legal guarding stance by Hunter Johns, and Just Jose just tripped over his own feet there, but referees thought different.
And now Johns with 2 fouls has to come out the game as well. And again, Coach Tony up in arms and asking the question.
Yeah, I mean, the foul count is 8-4, but like 12 personal fouls in 4.5 minutes.
We haven't seen the boys get a chance, I think you talked about earlier, rhythm.
Yep.
And it's such a huge part of the game. You can't find any rhythm or... Oh, it's Matty Dalton. It's a ball on the floor. And again, a steal for Richmond, and they're pushing the ball. Ooh. Almost some showtime, Ryan, but still second, third chance opportunities for Shirley, and that's just going to be huge for Rosman if they can't shut that down.
Bit of a fortuitous bounce there, right, Toby Hunter for fingertips, but you're right. Turnovers to fast break when you're trying to just stay in the game is not the method. Granted, this is Shirley's style of play. They're very good at it, and they won the Christchurch competition for a reason.
And I'll tell you what, Canterbury basketball just in general, just the absolute conveyor belt for talent at the moment. And so to win that region, I'd say in 2025 is probably so much harder than it has been maybe in yesteryears, just with the amount of talent that comes through at the moment from Canterbury. Where's it coming from as well?
Well, I was actually talking to the MāORI coach, Sam Watkins, about this, and I feel like from when I got back from the States at the end of 2018, like, they've just always been good. Canterbury, Rams, Mainland Eagles, and now the high schools. And so at some point, one way or another, I don't know, the chicken or the egg, what came first, but everyone just plays hard, they play the right way, they're skilled, they're disciplined, and it's credit to all the people that have been involved, certainly over the last 6 years, and possibly even longer, that they're seeing the fruits of their labour across their rep teams and their high school teams. And their professional teams. They've got, you know, great depth in their Rams squad of local players that can contribute.
Here we see Matty Dalton gets the offensive two-upper, kicks it off. And Cooper Holm with a wahike called from Shirley. Just not liking what they saw. They're probably giving up a couple of offensive rebounds. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, interesting timeout, because you really got Rosmini on the ropes, but clearly Fraser Clossey's seen something he doesn't like and he wants to address it. My guess is that you get, like you mentioned, the offensive rebounding, and that's certainly one way that Rosmini could get back in the game, is put some pressure on those O boards, get some second chance points. But if you're putting pressure on the O boards, generally you're slowing down their transition opportunities.
It's a bit risky as well to put pressure on the boards, just I guess with that foul count as well. Sometimes when you are competing for the ball, you know, errant elbow or anything can start to look like a bit of a bump, and again then you're marching 90 feet back the other way. So it's quite hard when you're put in this precarious position. You know, how far can I push the boat out? Can I really challenge the way I want to challenge on getting these offensive two-uppers?
Yeah, this is if Rosmini are able to weather the storm and get back in it, it's going to show a hell of a lot of, or tell us a hell of a lot about their group and their resilience to withstand foul trouble, style of play, to be there in the fight at the end.
Oh, if you can face adversity like this, this early in a game, you know, I know, folks, it is only the first quarter. There is 4 minutes, 18 seconds left. There's so much basketball ahead of us. But as Ryan just alluded to, you know, they are under the pump right now. And what we're going to see, maybe the next 4 minutes and 12 seconds, how Rosmini's going to respond to this. I know he left it short there, Ryan, but he's been super impressive as Toby Hunt.
Another thing to consider, now that we have the 2v3 playing games, like, you can afford to drop a game and still have a chance to get into the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
As we see in N1 from Kupula Po. Has a chance here at the after the Hudder to make it a 10-point game.
Just what the doctor ordered there for Rosmini. A little spark from Lepo. And is that what's needed here for Rosmini? Oh, just runs out.
Tell you what, I have seen Cooper Lepo light it up as a year 10 for St. Kit's side. Pretty short, 35 to 40 points as a year 10. It was pretty impressive on the show court a few years ago now.
Got an opportunity as well, I believe, with the Indian Panthers. Oh, tough finish.
Kobe Costley with the lefty and one. Could this be a record for team fouls in the first quarter?
I'll tell you what, this could be the longest quarter I've ever been a part of, 21-8. And we're probably going to sound quite repetitive. Ryan, Shirley to the line to shoot free throw.
Kuru Tautuku and long, Fraser Costley.
Now, relation between Kobe and Fraser?
Yeah, it's a tough call there because Cooper's changed his line and initiated the contact. And that now Shirley's in the penalty, and
Yeah, right, sort of initiated that contact.
I didn't quite raise the elbow high enough to be a non-basketball move, but here we see Shirley Boys in the penalty and Cooper Lepo earning himself 2 trips to the free throw line. He's converted the first Kuru Tautuku.
Once you get on the hip, it can be a long day though, trying to get back defensive position, or position I should say. Again, some bodies collide.
Almost forces a turnover, but surely missed the layup nonetheless.
So funny, the phone, I just checked my phone for a second there, and it is blowing up with some information about putting the whistles away. I can't repeat some of those comments. Oh, they're really going at it. I love it.
I've just got a message from one Maya Williamson, who's probably missing out that she's not here, but we've been pronouncing Mr. Newton's name wrong. It's Millen, not Milan, so we'll endeavour to correct that as he gets a nice crafty finish. Millen Newton.
I've also got James Lisserman. It's Jack Coburn, like Lydia Coe. That's what I love. You know, when you've got the basketball family out there that will get in touch with us, Ryan, no matter what, let us know. Because I'll tell you what, there's nothing worse than having your name mispronounced. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Greg and Ryan, but...
Absolutely. And maybe that's something we get from the teams in the future is the phonetics of their name. And then
I always appreciate that. You know, just coming from the tertiary nationals there, we had full play like lists, how you pronounce their name, how their interests off the court, or their strengths, all these different things. I thought it was such a great write-up. Now, I know there's so many basketball teams here, it might be a bit tough to come by that information as we see Dalton lace that one.
The first Kuru Tautuku as Shirley Boys, I'm sure, probably experience some of their own foul trouble now as their foul count starts to mount. Long off the Turapa is Dalton. Jose Tito Haitana, the athletic move, unable to finish.
Dalton, I think he got his legs sort of taken out a little bit. Went from fast-paced train to a bit of a baby giraffe there. As
Haitana from behind, the little tap, but then also got his foot. And that'll be his second foul. Rosmini, plenty of trips to the Kuru Tautuku. They just, you know, if they've converted, you know, 80, 85%, they'll only be down by a half dozen.
Yeah, leaving a few points out there. And as when you're trying to chase the game You don't want to leave too much out there as Dalton gets that friendly shooter's roll. But again, so much time ahead of us. Still 2 minutes left in this first quarter, Ryan. Would you believe it? We'll see what Shirley has got in the kitty here for this one. And that was probably not what was drawn up by Coach Costley.
Bit of pressure by Rosmini and just an errant pass right between Kobe Costley's legs and out of bounds.
Yeah, I love it. They've just gone about their work, Rosmini. They haven't hung their heads or anything. They've just fought their way back into this.
Hunter Johns to the Koroto Tuku as Kobe Costley gets his second foul.
That'll send Johns to the free throw line.
The lefty is strong off the tapa.
And what a strong tapa it is. The tapa one, even might say. Ryan doubling up there.
Rosmini will be straight back into the 1-2-2 half-court press.
Yeah, it's worked well for Rosmini so far. Trying to dial up a bit. It's good to see as well, even in that foul trouble, they're still willing to roll the dice and play their game.
Flowing back into a man-to-man defense as well.
There's that spin move again. Just left it short.
Good job by Johns not fouling there. Hands out, he can't afford to get another one.
Yeah, the footwork from Toby Hunt, impressive for Shirley. As Lepo had the right idea. Millen.
Hard choice here from Lepo, 1-on-2, a little bit too deep to even make a play, but again, can't give up a foul. You're better off just giving up the 2. As Shirley a bit of more of a passive man, soft zone, as they're experiencing their own foul trouble issues.
Johns really stamping his authority on this game. Offensive two-upper. Converts as well. And look at this, we've got a 10-point game. Millen. And Millen, Newton. Back to the free throw line, just as we saw a bit of momentum there for Rosmini.
Just relentless, though. Those Costley and Newton, those two guards, just downhill transition. Good luck stopping them.
Oh, and they haven't really been able to. And as we see, that's part and parcel as to why we see so much foul trouble for Rosmini. These prolific guards for Shirley have been really impressive. That's what I love about day one, Ryan, is seeing some of these teams, some of these players they may not have seen too much of beforehand, and just seeing who really comes out and puts on a show. And yeah, Newton, definitely one of those players to watch for the tournament.
Absolutely. I believe he got under 18 MVP. They certainly won the championship.
I'll tell you what,
but he was influential in that team.
If you put it out there, we've got the likes of James Lissaman and co out there that'll definitely give us the correct information.
Well, I know for a fact they won that. They beat Hutt Valley in the final. I just can't quite remember who got MVP. Zone defense here by Shirley. As we almost in the last position of the game.
Yeah, I'm meant to have a 4 o'clock game after this one. All right, that's going to be interesting.
Be a short break.
As Costley.
Now,
opportunity for pretty much the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, they'll try and give Rosmini as little time as possible.
We've got like 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. A stop here, big for Rosmini. We saw some bodies hit the floor down there on the baseline.
1 second.
Oh, and they've called the quarter. So, the longest quarter in Nationals history is over. And I think You know, Rosmani's done well to only be down 11. They certainly, for the first 5 or 6 minutes, they were in a world of trouble with the fouls. The foul counts evened out. But we'll see what kind of style of play brings the second quarter as it changed more fouls that were committed.
Yeah, I don't know if they've dug themselves into a hole that deep before that early, but I know this particular team, and especially with Coach Tuaputa, they would have faced plenty of adversity before, and so to dig themselves out of this hole is definitely not something that they cannot do, and you've got 3 quarters of basketball as well to do it in. Ryan, we'll quickly shout out a few of our sponsors. Our major partners, Foot Locker. Whakata Māori is bringing this to everyone. We've got Basketball Manawa 2 that's hosting. We've got this beautiful arena, Central Energy Trust Arena, Palmy North. And so the partners we've got on board, New Zealand Community Trust, 4 Winds, Lion Foundation, Sport New Zealand, Molten, Bailey's, New Zealand Carbon Farming, Caltex Apollo Projects, Sport Manawa 2, Glory League, GJ Gardner, Palmerston North City Council, Inspire Net, and New Zealand Sport Collective.
Yeah, how good is it that 3 courts, pretty much, you know, 3 or 4 games each a day. So we're getting more and more sport out there to the people that can't make it down to this beautiful city.
I tell you what, if you do live in and around this region over the next 6 days, please come on down. We've got some of the next gen on show, and the talent levels just keep increasing each year. It's impressive to watch. And so even if we get a little break like this, right, you know, there's plenty of other courts to have your eyes fixated on.
Well, there's even a tall black, actually, and a tall fin. We've got Palace Hokianga and Jackson Ball, who have both represented their country at the senior level, who are still at high school.
No, we'll look forward to seeing those 2 in particular over this tournament.
We have had it confirmed that Millen Newton was the MVP of the under-18 championships.
Is that Maya Williamson on the comms?
Yes, Maya's been informing me with some statistics. And
the Queen of Canterbury herself.
Clearly the shift at the Rock radio station hasn't started yet.
Speaking of shifts, she needs to do a few more shifts so she can get her leave sorted for 2026 and rejoin us back down here. Sorely missed. Kayla Manu Irarangi, Andrew Horrocks, Kaho Short, and the Maya Williamson. Fire Maya as we named her, Ryan.
All 4 of her.
As we're underway here in the second quarter, let's see.
There's a lot of holding going on there. I'm not sure that was the smartest foul by Liam Kelly.
And that's what we don't want to see with 10 seconds into the second quarter.
The defended the cross screen really well, but then he just continued to grab him, which made an easy call for the referees. Toby Hunt follows up his miss off the two-upper to get the bucket to go.
I love that you had Maya Williamson on your phone. I had James Lawson in mine confirming the same information you did. Millen was under-18 Nationals MVP, so some really good talent on display.
The Shirley boys here straight back up to their 2-3 zone, perhaps baiting Rosmani to shoot some threes on these double rim hoops.
I know my family is in Maryvale and New Brighton, so to show Christchurch some love. I broke out of there.
12 seconds on the clock here for Shirley boys to work with. Tubby Hunt, isolation up the top. Just kind of slips through Kobe's hands as he wipes him on the shirt, perhaps indicating they're a little bit sweaty.
Turn it up, Rosmani bench, though. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. A defensive stop. Perfect timing for that.
They just need to get something going against the zone. They've really struggled to score outside of breaking the press since they've been in the zone, as Hunter Johns gets the lefty to go.
Yeah, Hunter Johns, a one-man zone breaker himself. Looking for a big tournament. Hunter Johns in this one.
That little rub screen is causing Rosmini some havoc. Early in the first quarter, they had Toby Hunt going downhill, and now it's Miller Newton. Hunt off to the charity stripe. Get a couple of kuru tautukus.
Absolutely relentless, as we see on the replay here. Ball on the floor. Try to step through.
He's really good at taking that initial contact, remaining balanced, and then a kind of a slow Euro step to a shot.
A strong upper body to be able to absorb that contact, isn't it? Ryan, then to try and even get a shot away. Looks, well, he's made it look easy, but it's not something that is easily done. So
they've had to work hard for, they've got a 12-point lead. They've worked hard and played at a style of play that's allowed them to do so. Good screen by Liam Kelly, but the zone negates the advantage. Really hard to break zones if you can't shoot outside shots, because teams will just pack it in.
Constantly probing Ryan, trying to find something, anything at the hoop. But this light blue singlet of Shirley, there just seems to be a Shirley singlet anywhere they go. I think that's another foul called. And Rosman just huddling up there.
Hunter Johns maybe? 25 or 5? Must be 25, because Liam Kelly's getting subbed out, which
is 3 for Liam Kelly.
14 resets, the refs just stopped the play there, and Shirley will have to rerun their baseline out. Line formation. They love to screen for the inbounder, I've noticed.
Well, his relentlessness attacking the hoop. I'll tell you what, Toby Hunt.
He's not overly big, but geez, he plays hard and he can finish, that's for sure.
Sort of drives the shoulder and creates separation, and Johns at the other end. It seems to be Hunt versus Johns in this one, in the scoring side of things, troubling the scoreboard.
Johns just getting behind the defense in the dunker spot as Miller Newton drops it off to his mate, Toby Hunt.
Surprise, surprise.
That's what Rosmini can't have, because they've just scored a bucket, and then Milan Newton straight down the other end. Layup. You want to get them into the half court to have any chance.
Yeah, the absolute speed that Shirley are playing with, the pace. Again, now it's Costley's turn to have a go. Boxing out.
Offensive two-upper by Marshall. Rosmini timeout, lead up to 16.
Yeah, not surprised there to see Waiheke from Coach Tōputa. He would not have liked to see, as you said, the replay itself. Costley attacking the hoop, and then sort of everyone becomes a bit lackadaisical.
Just no one put a body in him.
That's right, and Marshall, he's a big body. He doesn't need a free trip or a free run to the hoop. He needs to be boxed out at all costs.
And that's, I think, in these in any game of basketball, but particularly in these tournaments, the more you can do your habits consistently well, the better chance you're going to have at playing at the business end. So those defense without fouling, boxing out before rebounding, you're making your free throws, just those small things in the margins.
Yeah.
Where Rosmini are trying to get out of this deficit here to make it a 1-2 possession game. So they really need to make sure if they get a stop that they finish it off by boxing out, going to get the board, and they can go down and play some offense.
I was saying earlier, so I think it was Jackson on the mic, that the schoolwork's been done, the homework's been done. You've done your trainings, you've had to qualify just to be here. So much mahi has been sort of in the rear-view mirror leading up to this one. Ryan, this is the culmination of all your hard work and efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you've been good with your habits, which I guess every team here has had to qualify, so you've probably been good with your habits for a large part of the season. Now it's your chance to show them off, and you just kind of, in the moment, do the best you can. As Shirley have gone a bit bigger here, and it looks like they're going to stay in their zone. But maybe a 3-2-point drop.
Yeah, 35-19, have a bit of a luxury to play around, tinker with things, give things a go.
Wentworth short off the two-upper, and Newton transition.
Huge block there from Matty Dalton.
Which was clearly off the backboard first, so goaltending.
Oh, they actually called the goaltend?
No, they didn't call it, but look here on the replay, the Celtics replay. It was...
I think Miller Newton just goes to the hoop so fast. May have been a bit of a blur for our referees, but yeah, the benefit of replay.
Another crack at it. On balance, I should say, is Marshall's Kurafifu Turu is long.
I wondered if Marshall had that in the kete. The mechanics looked all good though.
3-2 zone. Lepo, downtown, short. Newton, rebound. Hunt, oop.
Another touch there from Dalton.
There we go.
And called this time by...
No, it's not quite goaltending, but what they've done is they slap the backboard, which shakes the rim. And so if you slap it too hard while the ball's touching it, the refs will call offensive interference and reward the basket.
See Roshi over there with her camera as well. The best camera person in the game. It's good to see her.
Something I've noticed lately, which Roshi has started, is the amount of people at basketball games just taking cool photos as Rosmini earn an offensive foul.
I'll be expecting a Facebook profile photo update from you probably, Ryan. Nice little snap of you.
But we've even had a few local guys in the Mano too, but down with their cameras, making edits.
Yeah.
And it's really cool for the athletes, you know, getting a little profile, little highlight tape made.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like Roshi, you know, was kind of the first in the basketball circles in New Zealand to be prominent at tournaments, taking photos and making highlight tapes. I
think I read we've got about 60 Kiwis at the moment playing Div 1 basketball, Wahine and Tane. I think it was 60 that I read. So yeah, it's just, again, those highlight reels, everything, you know, something that you can show these scouts, or, you know, it's so much more visible now, basketball in New Zealand. Right? Yeah, so what was once a small part of the world that wasn't very accessible, you know, thanks to social media and whatnot, you know, we're able to see the talent on display.
And even the work of the Whakaata Māori. Sometimes these scouts might not necessarily have to come out on the plane because we're live streaming enough games over the week that they'll get to see a couple of the people that are already identified.
Yeah, and I hope they're turning their volume up, not down. They're enjoying the dulcet tones of Ryan Dubs and myself. Probably more you. 5 minutes left in this one.
Shirley boys into their sets here, which have a lot of motion.
Body on the line, Johns hurdles himself.
Really just battling to stay in this at the moment. Shirley have really put the clamps on them since the start of the quarter as Dalton out of the corner, aggressive drive. Haitana meets him up top though. A good defensive play.
Love the mindset there of Dalton. He turned down a three to attack the hoop. Just as you said, was met by Tito Haitana. Oh, again, Toby Hunt. Turn it up.
He does a really good job of, he initiates the contact, but not enough for the refs to call it an offensive foul, and he gives himself an advantage damn near every time.
It's quite a subtle, like a small elbow that just gains that little bit of separation. Has been very impressive so far in this first half. Oh, as we see the big don't argue from Jose.
Tito Haitana says, not in my house.
No way, Jose. I love to see it.
You can see why Coach Fraser Costley doesn't mind being in the zone with the length of certainly Tito Haitana, Liam Marshall when he's on. They've got Toby Hunt that can play up the top of the zone and at the back. Is Lepo online, but just to the right from downtown. Just get a shot off before the shot clock expired.
And the shot itself, it's a pretty one. Good flick of the wrist, we spiral. Bit of high arc on that shot. Oh, the footwork now. If it's not the shoulder, it's the footwork of Hunt.
Yeah. And he loses control there, but straight into Tito Haitana's hands for the easy lay.
That's really been a consistent in this game. Some of those 50-50 balls just seem to be dropping into the laps of Shirley.
Wide open Kuruwhiwhi Turu is long by Rosmini. Nice outlet pass.
Unselfish basketball, but huge block by Johns.
Turnover. The pace of this game's picked up a bit.
And again, Jose Tito Haitana putting his stamp on this one. Secures the offensive rebound, draws a foul, as we see here.
The offensive tūrapa, a bit of a scrap for it underneath, and Sam Law commits the foul.
And that's 4 fouls on Rosmini.
Screen for the inbounder. Costley surveying.
Got the switch there with Dalton.
Kuruwhiwhi Turu, long. And another hara committed by Rosmini.
Is it?
This
It's
time,
5, is it?
number 8, Will Thornley. That'll be their 5th, and that will be free throws.
I mean, 5 minutes less than the last quarter, so that's good. But
Progress.
again, yeah, we've got progress. Also got quite a lot of progress on the scoreboard, in particular the Shirley boys side of things, 41-19.
From memory, the first quarter was 25-15, so with 4 points in 7 minutes for Rosmini, they just really can't seem to get anything going from against the zone. And you wouldn't expect Shirley to change out of it unless they can get something. So then a couple of Kuruwhiwhi Turus, some inside-outside play, just to get them moving, as Haitana looks to be perhaps in a 3-2-point drop, but the drop is Dalton.
Dalton looked like he drew a bit of contact there.
Yeah, he finished well through the contact.
Again, so much basketball ahead of us as Jose Kuruwhiwhi Turu of his own, Ryan.
Fakes the handoff. Oh, I'm just going to shoot it, coach. Nothing but net.
And when it rains, it pours, right?
Dalton, Kuruwhiwhi Turu back. Too long.
Jed Taylor there skying for that one. And here's the big fella. Finds Taylor.
You know, Haitana long term has got some really good tools to work with. He still looks raw in some aspects, but certainly got some skill in other. As I believe he commits a foul, and we'll see 3 subs here by Shirley boys. Newton on.
Coburn.
And Aruna. I suppose that's the beauty. If you're getting up to a 20-point plus lead, you can start to manage some minutes, understanding that, you know, 8 or 9 games in 6 days, no matter how good or how fit you are, is just a lot.
Oh, for sure. I mean, at this age, though, you probably go through a lot, right, and be good to go the next day. I'm sure there's probably not enough ice in Palmy if we had a bit of a age group tournament ourselves.
Costly longs to Kuruwhiwhi Turu. Miller Newton, offensive tūrapa and 1. Old-fashioned 3-point play as he heads to the free throw line for 1 at Kuruwhiwhi Turu. It's the front of the tapa. Lepo shapes to shoot. Hunter. Offensive foul.
Was that on Dalton?
That was on Hunter Johns. Trying to get downhill to the left as we see the replay.
I took that in the chest. Oh, your face.
That was, after seeing the replay, I agree with that foul call. It was definitely gone straight through the defender. And the offensive players initiated all contact.
Home in for what we'd say will be the last 144, giving Johns a spell. Millen.
Backdoor cut. Long. Lepeau, transition off the foot of...
Yeah, came off Coburn there. Shirley.
4 seconds to get it over. 3 seconds, sorry. 19 seconds on the shot clock. So a bit of extended pressure to see if they can get a violation here by Shirley. Worski pass, but Dalton
and one. Is that the spark that Rosmini needed?
Couldn't have gone any better for Rosmini. Couldn't have gone any worse for Fraser for Shirley Boyd. Sometimes I find this. You get a unique situation like that, so you go out of what you normally do, and because you don't practice it often or don't do it often enough, it actually turns around and hurts you. So yeah, just an interesting situation there.
Tough to be in a situation in particular, one that you don't find yourself in often. Big turnover here from Rosmini. Can they enjoy this?
As we talk over each other. We've seen if Rosmini. Oh, back-to-back and ones. Dalton. As Rosmini looked to wrestle some sort of momentum before the half. Toby Hunt checking back in. 58 seconds to go.
Yeah, Dalton a real game breaker here so far. Late in this one here in the second quarter. Couple of huge plays. I know Charlie will be absolutely loving seeing little bro put in that mahi. Big free throw here. Well, they all are really when you are chasing a lead like that. Ryan.
Rattles that one home off the tupper. Newton. They get through this set. Bit smaller here. Shirley boys. Toby Hunt in the post. Leaves that one short. Big rebound by Cooper Lepeau.
I thought Toby would sort of light up seeing Cooper in front of him. And one, Cooper Lepeau.
We need a name for triple and ones, 3 and ones in a row. Rosmini. There is life.
Oh, they believe. Ryan, do they believe on the bench?
They will also finish with the last possession of the half as well. Swishes that one home, Lepeau.
Yeah, I know at the other end, Toby Hunt sort of had Lepeau in front of him. I thought he would have maybe gone at him a bit harder than like he has prior to this. We'll see what's in store here. Miller Newton, does he have any other gear apart from the turbo?
Oh, big stop by Rosmini. Here we go, Dalton leaves it short. Now, this leaves Shirley boys the last position.
Yeah, just slowing it down. Coach Costley sending that message out to the troops.
Hey, look, if they can get one stop here, Rosmini will be super happy with where they're at in the game, given it was 22-point lead earlier. Toby Hunt. Toru, Fifi, Toru.
Take a bow, Toby Hunt. It's been your half, young man. And that'll do us here, Ryan, for the first half. 50-32, Shirley with the lead. We'll be right back after a quick break for the second half of action.
Girls are twice as likely to drop out of sport. That's why 2 Degrees is committed to fighting for fair for women and girls in sport at every level. Get your Support Her merch and keep her in the game.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through tough times. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved in this. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
It's time for action. We are working to reduce the impacts of climate change, side by side, with nature, with each other, through research, investment, and practical innovation. Because nature is not a resource, it's a collaborator. Nativa, leading with nature.
My dad, he wanted somewhere so for all the whānau that were out streets, had somewhere to come home to, and they could call it their own. And so hence the journey of Takahanga Marae began.
Welcome back, folks. We are live here at Palmy Arena, Palmerston North. Big battle here in front of us in the AA boys, Shirley versus Rosmini. And I tell you what, Shirley had it going the majority of their way there in the first half. Rosmini fighting back a little bit there at the end. Greg Elliott, Ryan Doubledown. Ryan, thoughts so far?
Well, it's been a war of an attrition, right? A lot of fouls, so it's hard to manage foul trouble while staying in the game. Rosmini almost looked down and out before we had 3 and 1s in a row. Almost wrestling the momentum into half-time before Toby Hunt hit a kura whiwhi turu with a few seconds to go to push the lead back to 18. You know, there's plenty of time to go, and Rosmini just going to have to chip away, try and keep Miller Newton out of transition, get them into the half-court, rebound well. A few outside kura whiwhi turus of Rosmini wouldn't go astray, particularly if Shirley going to sit in the zone.
Who has stood out for you as a bit of a ringakuru, a shooter?
Well, Toby Hunt.
Yeah.
He's had a couple. We had a Haitana who faked the handoff and shot a contested one, but hey, it went in. We know Cooper Lepo can light it up, and so perhaps he looks to be a little bit more aggressive from the outside here in the second half.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how these two teams come out of this halftime break. Now, if it can be Rosmini that hits first, maybe lands a bit of a solid punch, Ryan, get themselves back into this game. What they won't want to see, though, is if Shirley hits first and just extends this 18-point lead.
Yeah, I guess, Rosmini, you want to break it down. Hey, boys, let's just get it to 10 by the fourth quarter, 5 by 5 minutes, and we're right there. If you can break it up into small, sizable chunks, it's much easier to do if, like, holy crap, we're down 18.
Yeah, that's just it. When you're trying to win it all in one possession, that's not how it works. You're going to have to gradually chip away.
Plenty of time to go, and Rosmini do start off the ball. We've got Cooper Lepo in the back court. We've got Sam Law starting over Hunter Johns, as they're probably looking to just keep him out of picking up a foul here early.
And again, just if anyone is just tuning in now, the shaved heads of Rosmini shows that is their first tournament with this particular team as Lepo lets one fly early.
Kura Fifi Toru. It's just a little bit off balance there. You've got to be balanced. Balanced, and you want your shot to go, and not many shooters, particularly at the high school level, can shoot off balance.
I wonder what Shirley has drawn up there, looking for Millen.
The post up. Post up for the point guard. And the lead's out to 20.
You're not often you go and see the point guard going to the low block there, showing that he's got everything in his deep kete. Oh, Thornley there.
Toby Hunt's done well to come down and block that without giving up the hara.
Looked from my angle that he may have been mugged and his wallet taken, but I was partially obscured.
Late in the shot clock here for Shirley. Turnaround fadeaway, short of that tapa.
The way this ball game's gone, I'm just surprised it didn't go on for Shirley. Quite a few of those have been going down for them. As Thornley.
Third time's a charm. The first foul goes to Shirley.
I like that though. He did miss, but again, chases his own rebounds. You see it. They doled him with the kick.
Just got to stay with it, eh? Just got a couple of pats, grab it, go back up. That's one thing I've noticed. It's really hard to contest a shot, then come down and remember to box out as well, because you kind of contest and you're like, oh, I hope he doesn't miss. Crap, I've got another job to do. I need to box out. So it's always advantage offensive players in that situation there. Thornley makes the first kuru totoku. Long off the top of the second one.
Subs in, Holm.
Cooper Holm.
And Thornley, well-deserved break there. And Dalton turning it up. Always good to see a big man be able to move his feet like that. Costley's such a quick guard. Dalton, the bigger body, but was able to stay with him.
Uses length. Long off the two upper after the nice feed by Costley.
Big screen being set here.
Done well, Millen Newton not to be screened there. Johns, left hand.
Picking up where he left off. Johns.
Back to 17. Wentworth just get caught off the hook there. Probably didn't need to do that.
See the replay.
Just watch his right arm. Just on right around the waist of Newton.
We've seen quite a high foul count. Those ones you want to love to take back, wouldn't you, Ryan? Oh, big block by Lepo. Oh, he's called the foul. Toby Hunt will go to the line.
Side of the head. We'll see catch here on the replay. Does Cooper Lepo get him on the side of the head?
I think he does.
Might have got elbow with the hand, but that's the elbow and a little bit on the follow through. A little bit unlucky.
You get to see some more of Toby Hunt.
In and out off the two-upper. Toby Hunt, one more quarter totoku.
Bite down on the mouth guard, let it fly, leaves two out there.
Free burgers. Not a breakers game. Fortunate for Rosmini.
Here we go, Johns. Oh, they're calling it on the floor. No continuation. Referee saying on the floor, yeah.
Aggressive drive. I thought that was a bit unlucky though.
Looked like there was a little continuation. However, Rosmini have to conjure something out.
Nice out of bounds play. Long Kurififi Turi for Lepo, but the O-board. Up and under, another O-board.
The work rate here of Rosmini on the glass is just seem to be turned up. Coach Tuaputa obviously has had some strong words at halftime.
Quick shot by Newton. Remember in the first quarter when Shirley were cruising probably up like 12, 13, called a timeout because they weren't happy with the rebounding. It's allowing them to stay in the game here. Back to 15 points. Only 3 minutes gone here in the third quarter.
Dalton having himself a game here for Rosmini. It's Newton. And he just wants to kick it into another gear. Finds it very hard for anyone to stay with him. Once you're on the hip of Newton as well, you're in a dangerous, dangerous place.
Puts you into jail and he makes you pay for it. It's Wentworth's third foul. Kuru Totoku is short of the tapa. Was not an and one, so he'll get a second.
Yeah, I like the enthusiasm for a second there from Shirley, but yeah, when you've got one more left.
Second one is good. 53-37, Shirley boys. Here on day one of Nationals here in the Tapioia.
Brought to you by Whakata Māori. Beaming to wherever you might be throughout the motu.
Kuru Fifi Turu, a team wide open. Unlucky for Rosmini not to go. There's one of their better sets where they've got dribble penetration, plats the defense, kick out. However, Holm commits the foul, trying to get the offensive tūrapa, and that will be his fourth. Coach Sonny deep into his bench today, mitigating this foul trouble.
It'll be quite a hard game too, Coach, having to navigate through that foul trouble.
The deflection by Dalton, pull up. Kurafifu Turu.
I was going to say, when it's your day, it's your day. They look good out the hand, Ryan.
Tough shot, off balance, contested. John's back to his left. Step through, layup. 14 points, 16 minutes to go.
He's been impressive, Johns, coming for the second stanza. As you said, that lead just starting to creep down a little. Oh, just as we say that, though, Newton having himself a ball game.
Two-headed monster for Shirley as Newton and Toby Hunt take turns of big play after big play. Gets the switch, drags him back out to the three-point line, little right to left hesitation crossover, and one. Looking to convert the
talent on display. Incredulous. It's amazing what we're seeing. The skill level on show, and it's only day one, right?
Shirley into the zone here. Dalton all the way through, layup. Strong game by Dalton. It's come alive after the first quarter. A lot of big buckets here to keep Rosmini in
Must be a big physics guy because he knows the angles of the glass.
Kupulapo, caught ball watching in the corner, nice backdoor cut. Newton, back to 17.
Yeah, Newton doesn't need a second invite to the party. So there it is, and he got a prayer celebration because finally he says,
looks to the sky, says thank you as Kupulapo's first Fifi Turu drops. Could that be the start of something? Toby Hunt, straight back at you. Short.
Look to see another one go up here from Coop. Once you see that first one go through the rim.
Aggressive on the ball screen, the switch. Nice find. Dalton, long.
He's got that in the kete, Dalton. He can stroke that three.
Newton, transition, dangerous. Pull up three. Confident. Long off the tupper. Haitana couldn't save it. It'll be Rosmini ball.
The way this game's gone, I'm surprised that didn't go down for Newton. To be fair.
Strange shot for him because he's been finishing so well on the inside. The defense is a bit broken.
That's true. Yeah, why settle for burgers when you've got steak at home? He's been feasting at the rim. As Johns travel. Just had the ball held in a bit of an awkward spot up high and then went to move the feet.
He's so predicated on attacking out of that Messi pass or that Snoop pass that he changed his mind and probably just dragged his pivot foot there.
What's been working for him has been that sort of lefty finish down the low block for Hunter Johns.
Oh, moving. No.
Hunt.
Three. Hunt missing a few Kurafifu turus here. Dalton going to work.
Had the angle there. Dalton just cut off at the last second.
Got the switch, Lepo, but he gives it up.
Draws a foul, and that'll be on. I believe that's costly.
Perhaps his third, maybe even his fourth. Well, it'll only be his third, surely. But only the third team foul for Shirley, boys. So they've still got one more to commit. One more to commit until they'll be in the penalty.
Hey, look at you helping out on the score bench as well. You pay for the services of a commentator and you get a bit of a score bench assist too, as we see a huge block.
Yeah, Marshall. He's not in our house. Man of many talents. I'd rather be coaching, but you know, here I am just helping out.
And you've got a Sheriff, but you've also got a Marshall out there, impressive enforcer.
Paitana all over the offensive. Tapa for three. Oh.
And it's an offensive tūrapa as well. Coburn in there. All right, I tell you what, you get 3 or 4 bites of the yapoto, Ryan, you're going to be enjoying the fruits of your labour.
And a little bit unlucky as we just see the end of the play and the ball, the rebound just kind of goes through Kupa Lepo's legs as Hunter Johns commits another foul.
But Waiheke called here. So for more information on the secondary schools nationals, visit the Basketball New Zealand website, www.nz.basketball. For up-to-date results, tournament information and photos, check out the Basketball New Zealand Facebook page, Instagram, and follow on Twitter at BasketballNZ. Tag us in your posts and hashtag SSNats. Give Ryan a follow there while you're at it too.
Don't post a lot on social media, so you won't be seeing a hell of a lot.
Nah, neither, man. Faces. Oh man, I think everyone just looked at me there. If those signals like what? I'll tell you what, mate. We've got 4 to 12 games per day live on Whakata Māori YouTube channel, including all the finals.
Yeah, come Friday, Saturday, you'll have all 4 semi-finals, then you'll have the 3rd and 4th playoffs into the finals as we look to crown some new, well, not necessarily new national champions. Westlake out there for the 3-peat. Christ College probably have desires on repeating. Well, Napier boys, Shirley boys, Rosmini, Dilworth of the like are looking at, claiming their...
Just from what I've seen from Shirley, they're like a perennial powerhouse of this tournament.
Yeah, their ability to put pressure on the backcourt, plus their downhill style is going to put a lot of pressure on any team they come across.
Yeah, but again, it's what you talked about. If you can get that to 10 by the end of the quarter, now they've got it to 14. So now I know Tito Aitana here has the opportunity to extend to 15, but no, we're at 14, 3 minutes 18 on the clock. So if you're a bit of a Nostradamus, right, we could see maybe something along those lines, and then what would lead to a huge 4th quarter.
Shirley boys have missed a lot of kura tukus here, and I know that we've got people practicing stats. I'd love to see what the anticipated free throw shooting percentage is, because I dare say both teams have left a number of points at the free throw line. As Lepo gets the ball out top, 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Both teams
gives it up, Wentworth.
Huge support crews as well here. When I look behind me, there's so many people here attending this one. Is Lepo.
Long.
Off the back shot, Lepo.
Kura Fifi Turu off the bank.
Turn me up, 32.
Still open, it's not 5 p.m. yet.
And that's a couple of big threes for Lepo in this third as The big negator. Sorry, what are you going to say?
You can tell these Shirley boys have been playing together for a long time. There's been like 4 or 5 backdoor cuts as they drive. The corner defender's ball watching and they just cut behind it for an easy lay as Lepo. Pull up. Long.
Now talk to me about how important chemistry is, Ryan. You know, as you said, when you get to play together for a few years versus maybe some of these teams that, you know, as you said, Lepo just coming over as an example. How important is that?
Oh, it's very important. Like you build that chemistry, you kind of just know where your teammate's going to be without even looking at them. You just know there's going to be the backdoor cutter. Hey, I know my guy's driving middle. I'm going to cut back door. Maybe someone will slide into my spot. And particularly as Rosmini's been caught ball watching a couple times in the corner, they've been punished for it.
There's Newton. Not for the first, and I dare say probably not for the last time we'll hear him mentioned today in this one.
Lepo, Kora Fifi Turu. Long.
Did you ever have that when you were hooping, Ryan, just a bit of a green light to pull up like that?
No. I once had desires on going to the NBA, and then when I couldn't make the top team at high school, I thought differently. And I certainly wasn't allowed to shoot from the outside. I do though, like I got in my this year's edition of my school team, we have a number of shooters in that as long as we're balanced and in rhythm, for the most part, I have the green light.
62-49, Rosmini, ball in hand. We are nearing 1 minute left in the third quarter. And it has been action aplenty here at Fly Palmy Arena.
Nice little late 45 cut off the baseline drive from Dalton. William Kelly makes a basket.
What can Hunt conjure up here for Shirley? Sees the big fella.
Tana in the post. Nice spin move. Whoa.
Oh, and he did a little roll of the shoulders, a little flicks on him, young man. Does not look like a young man, Jose. Big body.
Unlucky from Liam Kelly. He looked pretty set there. As we get pictures of Jodie Brown, conversation in the background. Her daughter will be playing next for Columbus College.
Oh, Columba College.
Columba College, my apologies.
See, that's the sister school.
Liam Kelly's 5th personal foul as he fouls out.
That's a tough one. You got a feel for the young man. Big game, this one.
I believe the first appearance is Xavier Wells on the court. Looking for some minutes. Coach Sonny. 13 points. So good rotations here. Good contest. Oh, hard work on the board. So we're a bit undersized at the moment with the foul trouble for Rosmini.
Marshall and Tito Haitana just causing havoc there in the paint.
Well, they've got their big lineup on. You've got Toby playing the 3 at probably 6'2", 6'3", plus Haitana and Marshall, who are long and athletic.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this Hunt versus Dalton matchup. Two big guys that can move their feet.
One shot here for Rosmini. Love a basket here just to get it from 15 to 13 or 12.
It's the wee momentum generator, isn't it?
And just short for Dalton. Rosman is so close to having it to 10, but just a couple of O boards or a couple of missed shots just couldn't quite break it. But hey, look, 10 minutes again, you kind of just do the same thing. Well, at the 7-minute mark, can we get it to 10? At the 5-minute mark, can we get it to 6? Just keep chipping away, keep chipping away. Both teams in a little bit of foul trouble. Rosman a bit worse, but hey, that's why we play the sport. And even if perhaps they're not in striking distance, well, what if there's a 3-way tie? Can we get our points differential as good as we can?
Yeah, it's also something to think about, isn't it? It's not necessarily just about winning or losing. It's if we do win or we do lose, it is by how much, because that can come back to bite you later on in the tournament.
Absolutely, and we were fortunate last year. We had a 3-way tie in the pool that Palmy boys were in, and we had the tiebreaker for various reasons. So it's important that regardless of your opponent, you win by as much as you can or as lose by as little as you can. So just in case that those things can stop you from, you know, either getting into that playing game or getting out of your pool, whatever it is.
Tell you what, that ice cream looks absolutely delicious. The envy I've got from that young lady out the gate.
We've got a quarter to go and 18 minutes till our next commentary starts, so there might not be enough time for a snack, which I was hoping for, but you know, just have to power through.
Hey man, excitement levels on. I got a protein bar I can give you, brother, if you need to power through for your next matchup. But hey, as you see, we've got 10 minutes here in front of us, and it is a 15-point deficit. It's definitely not insurmountable though. Anything can happen, and Rosmini, just that team that they don't need too much time to be able to put some points on the board. Although, surely every time Rosmini's made a bit of some big inroads into that lead, surely you've always had an answer.
Well, if it's not Newton or Toby Hunt, you've got Marshall making plays, you've got post-ups from Haitana. Costley's had a bit of foul trouble today, but he's made a couple of plays. So they're definitely a well-rounded team that, you know, will be probably there in the business end. We're talking about them on quarter-final day playing against someone, I would dare say.
Yeah, I think that might be paying $1.01 at the TAB. If you were a betting person, it's so the odds are pretty high of that. They look well coached, well drilled, very skilled players. That man right there, Tito Haitana as well. He's been one of the impressive big mans on display so far today.
Dalton's got the job in the post. Going to his left, right hand, little push shot.
So interesting when you hear the two benches. We've got travel called from Rosmini, we've got and one called from Shirley. I don't envy the referees, it's a tough job. They've been doing an outstanding one at that.
Well, everything just happens so fast. So they do a very good job of controlling these games as Lepo finds him in a bit of trouble.
Nice looking shot there from Pentworth. Found himself a bit of a grenade. Couldn't go wrong. He had to shoot it.
Toby Hunt clearing out. We're looking at Haitana post up again.
Oh, we've got a foul. We've got a hold there on Dalton, I believe.
Bit rough there, I think.
See the replay.
I would argue that the pass he wasn't going to get the pass. Well,
replay.
Yeah. I know, you can see both sides.
Yeah, 100%. That particular camera angle, though, a great, phenomenal job that our camera crew and behind the scenes people are doing. Shout out to Sam and Co.
Toby Hunt, Korowhiwhi Toru, short off the dupper, and another overboard.
Oh, it's another one on Dalton.
And another foul, back-to-back fouls on Dalton.
See the
As
replay.
we get the replay. Kind of Haitana just gets past Dalton there and manages to tip it. Marshall, the benefactor, 2 trips to the Guru Totuku.
I think I was just assaulted there by Jackson Fisher as he walked past. Would have commentated with him.
But an unwanted physical touch.
Yeah, no. Be sort him out later. There's a Marshall to the free throw line. Again, one of those names that's really stood out. Stamped his mark in this one.
Just an energy guy, eh? Just rebounds, there in the right spot, finish around the hoop.
With Tito Haitana himself, just that formidable duo of bigs as Dalton. You see there, Toby Hunt was off to the races. Rickerton maybe slowed it down.
Costley throwing it down. Surveying, really concerted effort to get the ball inside to Haitana so far in this quarter. Marshall loses it on the way up.
I think he wanted to throw that one down. Marshall, ball might have a bit of perspiration, a little bit slippery. Slipped out of his hands as Holm. More of that, says Rosmini. Nice finish by Holm.
I tell you what, If the game just stays the way it is, it'll be a bit disappointing that foul trouble has perhaps ruined it. Quite the contest as Haitana gets away with a bit of a travel, but gets the offensive tūrapa, and I believe that will be Holmes' 5th foul.
Yeah, once we've had passages of the game, Ryan, where it's flowed, you know, it's been rare, but when it has happened, we've strung some back-to-back positions of free-flowing basketball. It's been impressive to watch. Unfortunately, he said Rosmini in that foul trouble.
And a lot of Rosmini's, well, some of Rosmini's rebounding issues have been that their better rebounders or their bigger players have had to take some seats for extended periods of time to ensure they don't get fouled out too early, which allows Shirley to, you know, second, third, fourth chances, which we've seen multiple times. As Lepo explores, mid-range, pull up, swish. 14, hey, still 7 minutes to go, so again, enough time, but they're going to have to get stops down here on the defensive end. They're switching, Haitana in the post.
Yeah. Might be able to trade Pokemon cards, but you can't be trading buckets this late, right?
Not at all. And I think perhaps Rosmini looked to guard the switch on Haitana and the post differently, so that they don't want to throw it on the inside, but then also the offensive rebounding opportunities. Got a smaller guy against a more athletic, bigger guy. Because we're going to have to, Rosmini going to have to string some stops in a row and probably not throw it to the other team to try and get back into the game.
Lucky one there for Dalton for that cross-court sort of corner pass, which can be a bit risque on the best of days.
And only 8 seconds here down the shot clock to work with.
Lepo can get open in the corner.
Called a Fifi Turu. Long.
Now he was here, I was calling game 1. He was here working out with, I believe, family, just some one-on-one workouts. So it's pretty impressive to see this young rangatahi just coming in, getting their work in early.
Well, as you mentioned before, he had some professional basketball opportunities with the Indian Panthers in the first half of the National Basketball League, where he played minutes both Rapid League and in the main game.
There's Tito Haitana, bit of power on that one. And I'll tell you what, if you do miss on offense, there's nothing better to see when you're a coach, as you would know, that particular player sprints back and makes a defensive play like that.
Yeah, it's that next job mentality, right? Got a job to do, next play, next play, next play. And then you can celebrate your highlight plays and commiserate your not so good plays.
It's a big hit from Wentworth.
After the game. 11 points, 6 minutes.
I feel like Tito Haitana has like a Humvee-esque type fuel tank. He just doesn't stop running. And as a big, you've got to run even further because you're on the low block. So you've got to run from low block to low block.
Turnover.
Tell you what, we might see a timeout here.
9 points. You're telling me there's a chance?
Oh!
You're telling me there's a chance. Bit of energy coming from the Rosmini bench now.
So we potentially might see a Waiheke there. Oh, yep, the paddle is up.
Hunt, going to work. Charge.
Oh, his charge call. Hunter Johns putting his body on the line for his school.
Rosmini get one back, and this will be a timeout, surely, boys, as we see the replay. Ooh, he's right on that charge circle. But, hey, he was there, he was stationary, he made the play, the referee made the call. Momentum swung to Rosmini.
Ryan Dubs, if you told me in the second quarter, my friend, that late here in this fourth, that Rosmini would only be down 9 and an opportunity to cut into the lead even further, I would have called you many things. A liar probably would have been one of them.
Hey, this is why we play the game, though, right? Close games at the end, even if, you know, big leads small leads throughout the game. If it comes down to the last few shots, it's what, well, those are the most enjoyable games as players, unless you lose.
And cometh the hour, cometh the man.
And then for the fans, you know, we've got a hell of a lot of supporters here for both schools, and they want to see exciting basketball, and the best basketball is when it comes down to the wire. As we get shots of Coach Fraser Costley, perhaps given drawing up play or some details around to stem this momentum flow to Rosmini.
And that is just it. The momentum has all been with Rosmini, and Coach Costley probably didn't want to spend a timeout, but definitely one that was needed.
He hadn't used one yet, so this is one he gets the burn before the 2-minute mark, so we've still got 2 to go.
See,
it'd be the same for Coach Sonny.
My brother from another mother, baseline, Campbell Scott. Might have to give him some new shorts, I don't know about those ones, but
He would have been supporting his fielding boys, which when I looked over at half-time, I think they were down. They're playing St. Peter's of Auckland.
just getting back from Australia this morning with the likes of Aston Inwood. Campbell Scott playing some hoops over there.
To the 3-on-3. Dalton on the inside.
He has been nothing short of outstanding for Rosmini. Matty Dalton, 7 points.
Been very consistent. Haitana working on the inside. Newton playing in a bit of traffic. Slow step. That was nice.
To be able to have an extra gear than most other people, but to also just put the brakes on like that, Ryan. Such a skillful player.
There's no doubt that that kind of slow Euro step where people fly by is a difficult skill to have. Hunter Johns.
Doncic-esque.
Oh, just rushed it a bit there. A nice little seal. Newton, transition.
They must prefer the other side of the hoop there, Ryan, because, charge call.
That one was much easier for the referees. Marshall out of control. Hunter Johns in position. As we see the replay here, we'll get a reversal from Costley. Johns sliding his feet, takes the shoulder square in his chest, and that is out of control basketball move by Shirley boys.
That's a few charges that have been taken. This one, Johns, bit of a Swiss Army knife. Johns does everything for this Rosmini team.
Wentworth just a little bit long, nice looking Kurufifi Turu. Toby Hunt, back to Newton.
Stops needed here for Rosmini. 4 minutes left in this one.
Wide open Kurufifi Turu.
Arguably the one man you would not want to see there open if you are a Rosmini fan. Shirley fans loving it.
That's the set we saw early in the first quarter where they cut the point guard through, and then they bring up the big and flare out for Toby, and he makes the most of the attempt as Lepo. That's a tough shot.
Oh, he's been fouled. He's grabbing the leg. It might just be cramp. Dalton there helping him out. I don't know how it goes for you, Ryan, but the pickle juice seems to be the way to go. I think I'd rather take the cramp than the pickle juice myself, but that's just me. You see the replay here. Great handle on the ball.
He does land on Newton's foot, but it does look like cramp as well. So we're going to have to do something here. If he can't shoot the free throws, we're going to have to sub him out.
Yeah, I would imagine Matty Dalton wouldn't be the medical attention I'd be seeking if I had done something.
Oh, he's up and moving now.
Yeah, that's things you love to see. 6 days straight of Puetikohu action. You don't want to see any injuries. I know it's part of the game, but if we can limit that as best we can.
And if Lepo's cramping already, you want to make sure that he ups his hydration and sodium and magnesium and all that kind of good stuff, so he doesn't have to deal with cramps.
The dietitian and nutrition. If you need any advice, folks, Ryan Doubledam, he's here for 4 of the days. Get at him if you need any help.
Any advantage. Any advantage. So they get back into the same set. This time, Hunt rejects the flare, goes to meet the ball on the split line.
Definitely using up the shot clock, seeing the time tick away.
When you're playing, so 12-point lead with 3 minutes to go, you want to take great shots. you don't want quick shots, particularly if they're outside of your normal shot selection, because that's going to allow run-outs for Rosmini. If you take great shots, that means your transition defense is going to be good. It means Rosmini are playing in the half court, where for large parts of the game they've had to work for their buckets.
Great hustle from Dalton there. I think he just one too many steps there. Wentworth, happy feet, and I'm not talking the Penguin.
We're going to probably, if we get to the 2.5 minute mark and the score remains 12, they're going to have to start pressing a bit to speed the game up so there's enough position for Rosmini to get back. There's a 1-2-2 trap there into man. They're falling back into a man. Marshall to Costley. Costley.
Oh, just took the ball out of the hands there of Law. Took the law into his own hands, one might say, Ryan.
It's almost like defended really well. They took away the backdoor cut, but then Newton right there rips it out of Law's hand and then off to the free throw line for two Kuru Totukus.
Sometimes when you are a big, you know, you catch that rebound high, you don't want to bring it down because there is the likes of these very fast-handed guards like Newton. They're just waiting for you to bring that.
Just got to chin it. And
that's right.
And I always say to my players, if you elbow them in the face, you might get the offensive foul, but they're probably not going to put their head there again. So just chin it and let them make the decision if they put their head in there.
There you go. For the words of Coach Double Dave himself, just chin it. You might have to coin that phrase.
I'm sure I stole it from someone, but not sure who. Is Dalton. Kurafifi Toru is long. And that will almost seal it. Almost seal it. Here for Shirley boys.
Yeah, Newton still looking to push. Costley says, I'll get one up. Don't worry about me.
Toru is Sunny Tuapa. Calls a timeout. Yes.
The turnover was Costley, and then Costley made him pay at the other end. As you said, huge Kurafifi Toru. And the Waiheke called. Coach Tuaputa there. Just communicating with the referee. How's your time been so far in Palmerston North? Not too bad, not too bad. Weather's been not too bad.
Should have been here on Saturday, mate. We had a beautiful day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I think the weather's pretty average around the country. Luckily, we're in an indoor sport.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's so good that we've got facilities like this and we play our sport indoors. And on top of that, Whakata Māori broadcasting this out to the people. It's a beautiful thing about a tournament like this when you've got schools from all around the motu, is that obviously to come up to Palmy, it's a week away. It can be quite a damage to the wallet. So it's good to be able to maybe be at home on the couch enjoying this one. You've got your cup of tea.
And it's because you have to qualify, and the qualifiers are only a month ago. It's you don't want to make plans and then miss out, but then you kind of almost have to make plans, because if you go, then it's not going to be an arm and a leg depending on how far you're traveling from. So it is a luxury that we, you know, in this day and age, we can provide live streams of multiple courts on multiple teams so that people at home can watch, like you said, all around the motu.
It's quite interesting. Yeah, I was at the airport and then Moananui Wynyard was there, as Ty's little sister, and by little sister, who's about 6'5". I was lovely to see her, but she was on standby waiting for a flight, so hope she made it in the end. Moananui, if you are out there, here to support Rangitoto girls. Back to the action here, Ryan, with 2 minutes left, as you said.
Double drag screen. I dare say Sam Law was supposed to set a pin in for 100 Johns to come back to the ball.
The tough thing about these multiple courts, sometimes you hear a whistle. It's from another court.
Yeah, I thought that one was the only one there, but it seems to be another court. Haitana up top. Marshall down low.
That is a big to big hook up there.
Marshall would be up there with one of the tallest at this tournament. Maybe Jake Holmes, tallest, 6'7", 6'8". Oh, the fielding boy, Williams. He's 6'9".
It's interesting, you know, where are the sort of the Rob Lowe's, etc., you know, the 7-footers? Are we seeing any of those coming through the ranks at all, Ryan? Or
I don't think so. But these day and age, you almost like 7-footers, unless you can move.
Yeah.
You almost want to be 6'9", athletic and can move, and you become much more valuable commodity, high school level, college level, professional level. But you're right, we don't see the out-and-out big ones like we had Jack Salt for a while.
Yep.
Rob
Salt
Lowe,
Shaker.
Even Ty Wynion to a degree. These big boys. Totoku grew up 7-footer. Not sure if he's a 7-footer when it's at high school, but he's still a unit.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, between him, Ty, and myself, it was brutal. Came off 5th best, I think.
All right, so we got a timeout here by Coach Sonny for Rosmini. Oh no, it might have been Coach Costley.
Yeah, I don't know if Coach
Rosmini bench is talking about advancing the ball or not. But we're slowly running out of time for any sort of comeback for Rosmini. 92 seconds to play. As Shirley boys will opt to keep it on the baseline.
And as you said, you've got Columba College versus St Mary's up next on this court. I'll be off to Kaiapoi High versus Takapuna Grammar.
A couple of junior tall ferns on each court there. Will Kiana Brown for Columbia College.
Oh!
Oh! And the smack talk afterwards. Marshall says, "Don't jump, Sam Law. You'll be in the poster."
You don't need the sheriff, you need the marshal, and that was all about the law. Oh, wow.
Marshall Law, committed.
Woo!
And an oop, and the lay.
I think Toby Hunt's got that in him. He might be pretty gassed. He's had a huge game for Shirley.
Well, if that's not an exclamation point on the game dominated by Shirley boys, I don't know what is.
And I'm sure we'll see that as well up on the social media. Again, for up-to-date results, tournament information and photos, check out the Passport New Zealand Facebook page.
And another oop. Again, like Shirley boys have no reason not to try and score because points differential, just in case. And the same going for Rosmini. You want to try and keep this deficit as low as possible. As Wentworth missed the turnaround J. 30 seconds to go.
It's been an interesting one, Ryan. We've had some phenomenal basketball played, had some foul trouble. We've had a bit of everything in this one. It's been an absolute pleasure to call this one with you.
Likewise, I think we'd have a game together later in the week.
I'd be rude not to. Let's have a look at the dunk replay.
Kick ahead by Newton, and it's Marshall all over him. Damn near should have been an and one. As we get another angle.
There should be a law against that. That's outrageous.
It'd be hard pressed not to find a better dunk this week, and we've seen it here day one. And in the dying moments, it's a 16-point lead. Charlie Dalton looking to push it to 15, but...
Oh, Charlie's watching from the States, my man. That is Maddie.
Sorry, Maddie. Brother of Charlie. And will Shirley look to try and score?
As you said, this isn't the NBA, and you may as well play for the points differential, but Ryan double dab. There we have it. 87, Shirley gets the victory over Rosmini. Final word to you, my friend.
Yeah, deserved win by Shirley. They dominated major parts of the game. And they look to be major contenders at this tournament. Thanks for everyone watching, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes time for girls.
Hi, I'm Andrew from Chemist Warehouse, and we're so excited to be here to launch the initiative Hoops in Schools. We so hope our tamariki enjoy basketball as much as we do.
I like rugby hats! Yeah! Hi, my name's Riley, and I like these hoops because it's a great opportunity for us to learn how to play basketball. I love these hoops because everyone has fun, and then thank you Chemist Warehouse, thank you basketball.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
It's time for action. We are working to reduce the impacts of climate change, side by side, with nature, with each other, through research, investment, and practical innovation. Because nature is not a resource, it's a collaborator. Nativa, leading with nature.
Why are you ruining it for, Joe? Hurry up, come back here.
No, just because you're not tall enough to get on the top.
E te ti, e te tae hoa mā, nau mai hoki mai anō ki te papi oia ki tēnei, te kēmu tua whao, te rātutahi o tō tātou nei whakataitai. Ko tautaki ngā kua hau tētai o ngā kaipāpāho o te kēmu nei. Kia ora everyone and welcome back to Palmerston North, the fourth game of our first ever coverage here from the National Secondary Schools Basketball Championships. My name is Toby, I'll be one of your commentators for this fixture. I've got Ryan alongside me. Ryan, a really good matchup coming up here.
Yeah, we've got Columba College versus St Mary's College. Looking to, get their tournaments off to a good start and establish their own styles of play. Columba College coming from deep in the South Island in Dunedin, while St Mary's is from Wellington. So I believe we're going to go over some team lists here. We've got number 3, Ruby Tillard, 4, Charlie Sinclair, 5, Madison Wheeler, 6, Aria Brown, 7, Shanti Kara, 8, Matua Naya Lima, 9, Kiana Brown, 10, Aisling Severite, and 13, Devon Skivington. Head coach by Malcolm Brown, assistant coach by Diana Turnbull and Matt Tahuna.
And on the St Mary's side, ki te taha o Hato Maria, Olive Mailing number 4, Sienna Tohi number 5, Olivia Scully number 8, Vidal King number 9, 10, Abigail Alea 15, Asina Latu 30, Jaya Cruz 31, Heaven Lee Schmidt 32, India Nash 33, Anna Bratton, and 34, Paisian Tuala. Ko tō rātou kai whakahaere their coach Tui Matasini, me te kai whakahaere tuarua assistant coach Rihanna Matasini. Kaore anō hau kia ki te ienei tima e rua e tāko ana tērā pia koinei te kemu tuatahi mo ienei tima e rua. Nō reira ko te mea nui me pēhea rātou timata pai ai I a rātou whakataitai. I myself am yet to see either of these teams play. I believe actually the first fixture for both these teams of this week. So important that they get off to a winning start.
Yeah, absolutely. These girls want to hit the ground running. It's a long tournament and every win matters. As we acknowledge our referees, Jaden Wozanowski and Angela Odied, who will be in charge of controlling this game today. We do appreciate the team in grey. Without them, these tournaments would not be able to go ahead. And actually, I was remiss on saying St Mary's from Wellington. They are St Mary's College from Auckland. St Mary's have played earlier this morning where they lost to Hamilton Girls High 118-40. However, this is Columba's first game of the day.
Aira, a koira te āhuatanga o enei rangatai ahakoa I hinga rātau I tēnei ata kaore e kore ka tino higa ka tino rite rātau mo tēnei kemu. As is often the way with our rangatahi, they don't tend to carry on, they don't tend to hold on to these things for too long. They might have had that defeat this morning, but you can guarantee St Mary's are going to come out fighting for this one and look to get into winning ways. Nō reira, ko te mea nui, māwai te mana e mau I enei miniti tuatahi. Who can grab that momentum, who can grab that early lead? We know in these big tournaments, in these big games, early pressure can be so massive.
And sometimes playing a couple hours after your loss is the best thing. You don't have to think about it for a week's time before you play it.
Exactly it.
So, as we look to get things tipped off, I just want to highlight number 9 from Columba College, Kiana Brown. She will be representing New Zealand for the Junior Tall Ferns as we get the scorebank sorted later in December as we go on our Oceania campaign. So we're looking for big things from her in this game and throughout the tournament, as we have a number of New Zealand reps for both Junior Tall Ferns and even open class men and women. We've got Palas Hokianga, who plays for Tauranga Girls. She's played for the Tall Ferns in the past, and Jackson Ball from Napier Boys, who has also played for the Tall Blacks.
Aira, he tohu tērā o te taumata o ēnei tima ahakoa he rangatahi tonu te koi, te pakeke hoki o rātou pūkenga, he mea rau e tērā ki te mātakitaki. As you say, the sheer quality of player that we have on display this week. They may all still be young, they may all still be in school, but the level of skill, the level of expertise that some of these players bring is truly exciting when you look into, basketball being the fastest growing sport in our country. Koira, ko rātou te āpopo, they are the next generation coming through. It really gets you excited for where it's going to go. Engari, tātou e tatari ana mā, ngā kai whakawā. We're just waiting for some scoreboard issues here. Both teams ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we reflect back on either our college players or if you watch the breakers yesterday afternoon, and you look at the number of breakers who were playing in this gym, 8, 10, 15 years ago for their high school teams, going on to represent, play professionally, represent their country, lots of different tournaments, as Columbia win the tip have the first position here.
Ara te makataupatu. Te kuru whiwhi toru mai te timatanga. Koira tētahi rautaki kua kaha kitea he tātou mai i enei tima katoa, going for the 3 right off the bat. We've seen that sort of strategy from a lot of these schools, playing hard, playing fast, but also backing themselves, not afraid to put that ball up early on and from pretty much anywhere on the court.
As Heavenly Schmidt gets the banked floater to go. You're right with the early kurawhiwhi turu by Kiana. A very high arcing shot, which is what you need on these double rims. You just need a little bit more arc and a little bit more touch as opposed to some of the other rims, but that's all part of the challenge of nationals. As we see the first trip to the Koro Tautoku.
Rai koro koe, pāna ki te koi, o taua kai tākura ko Kiana Brown te nama iwa. Engari, ko te rereketanga o ngā tima pai ki ngā tima tino pai, ko te hōhonutanga o ngā tima. You spoke about how strong Kiana Brown is, as you say, junior tall fern, fantastic star for this Columbia side, but the difference, Columbia side I should say, but the difference between those good teams and those great teams is whether they have that depth, whether they can look to their bench and use their full squad to play. So it'll be interesting to see how Columbia let her play her game, but also try and use the team around here to really build some pressure.
Absolutely, and just from looking at the benches, I'm not sure Columbia travelled a full 12, so that kind of attrition in a game, in this game, and even for the tournament, perhaps could be a challenge for the girls to overcome.
Ka rekore, nā te rangatahi o enei tangata, e ngā wari ai tērā, engari mehmea ko au tērā, ka kome hau ki tōku kaiako. No doubt these girls, with all of their youth and their fitness, will be able to make that work, but I know if it was me myself, I might be having a grumble to the coach as to why there aren't a couple more substitutions to help me out. Te kuru whiwhi toru a no Kiana Brown. She is coming out all guns blazing.
High arcing shot. On the previous play, we saw Olive Marling with a nice cut to the basket. She earned herself 2 points and a 2-point St. Mary's lead.
Matsimata te makapaipito, throw in from the baseline. Go straight out to the top of the circle, looking to drive in. Get up here, Hihara no Aira. Looks like there is a little foul in that play.
Charlie Sinclair back to the Koro Tautoku.
Ngā tima e rua e huihui ana koira tētahi mea tino whakahirihira mai e nei tima e rua kia kōrero, kia kaha tonu ngā hononga kei Waimanui i ngā kai tākoro, kia piri paua I a te tākoro e ua ana. It's so crucial for these teams to keep that communication up, keep those connections. We know in these big tournaments, these big occasions, it can be quite easy to feel the pressure, but when you stick together as a unit, it's so much easier to come through.
And one of the other challenges in regards to communication at these events is that you've got, you know, from where we're sitting right now, we can see 6 basketball games going on. So the noise outside of from your normal league games when you're back home playing in your own gyms, it's so much louder, so that communication becomes far more important.
Probably doesn't help that about half the boys' schools have bought JBLs and are trying to just outdo each other at the moment. So you've got about 4 different mixes going on as well.
As we have an issue here with the score bench. The referees have been summoned to
whakatika I taua raru.
Just looking at a player number for St. Mary's, perhaps not.
Reira he wā pai tēnei ki te mihi atu ki ngā kai tautoko o te kaupapa nei. He toko maha ngā kai tautoko, the major partner, Foot Locker, broadcast partner for Kata Māori. Nā rātou tēnei pāpāho e tū. Host Association Basketball Manawatu venue Central Energy Trust Arena here in Palmy. Thank you to them for hosting us, our funding partners, New Zealand Community Trust, 4 Winds, Lion Foundation, and our partners, Sport New Zealand, Moulton, Bailey's, New Zealand Carbon Farming, Celtics, Apollo Project, Sport Manawatu, Glory League, GJ Gardner, Palmerston North City Council, Inspire Net, and New Zealand Sport Collective. Au e taukiri e te rongo taua kōrero, engari he tau tera o te taumata o te tautoko mo i nei rangatahi. A long list of sponsors there, but really shows just how much support we have for this rangatahi and for this tournament.
Yeah, these days and ages it's very expensive to run such large-scale tournaments over 6 days, the amount of man work. So all these sponsors are very important for them to go ahead to give our rangatahi the chance to compete at a national tournament, for a national championship. Win or lose, I'm sure they'll all reflect on their high schooling sport days and have fond memories of, hey, that time we went to nationals, or those times we went to nationals, that one game we did really well in whatever it is. But we do need these sponsors and these trusts to help reduce the cost for everyone.
St. Mary's Tūrapa set a lovely rebound. They can't quite get it to go. Columba look to switch back onto attack, but it's back to St. Mary's again.
It's twice Columba College have had really quick outlets and turned it over. They want to value the position a little bit more than that going forward. Skip pass.
Te kuru whiwhi toru. Tino tata. Te mea nei I reira te katoa. I thought that was going in all the way. Just short in the end, as we see once more. Gianna Brown driving up the left-hand side, and then a lovely bit of rebounding there from Devon Skevington. Up that left-hand side, te kuru whiwhi toru.
Good. Shanti Kara. Nothing but net.
Nā wari noa.
St. Mary's surveying. Tohi trying to feed it inside to Latu. Now they get it. Up and under. Strong off the tapa.
Lumby 9-8. Kiana MΑORI Brown. Today's options goes out to the left-hand side, driving in. Looking for the kuru whakau for the layup. Can't quite get it to go. Engari, Kea Brown anō. Te maka tino koe, the sharp pass in over the top. Te rapea he kuru whiwhi toru kei te haere. Tino tata.
A little bit strong there from Sinclair. And St. Mary's are patient in the offense. Latu downhill. Again, scoop shot. And again, it's long off the tapa.
Ahua ua mā ngā tima e rua te whai te neti I nei meneti timatanga. As I say that, difficult to find the net. I don't think so. Nothing but net on that three-pointer.
Kura Fifi Turu by Sinclair. She had a shot the possession prior. She was a little bit short, had her eye in that time. Latu, head down, chucks it up. Nothing going there.
I pai tera nā Latu e whakamai pai ana I tōna tinana, tōna kaha. E whakararu I ngā kaiarai o Columba. We're seeing Latu early in this quarter using her physicality, using her strength to really cause some problems for Columba. They haven't been quite able to find a way to shut her out yet. That'll no doubt be a talking point in this timeout.
And St. Mary's, first timeout. 3 minutes 55 seconds gone. We've got a 9-4 lead. Columba College, highlighted by two kuru whiwhi torus. One by Sinclair, one by Kara. As we see shots of Coach Matasini talking to his troops.
Laying down the law by the looks of things. No doubt he will have been happy with some of the attacking play. Engari ko te mea kia whakatika ina e St. Mary's ko ngā kuru. Kua hono pai rātou, kua maka pai rātou. Engari kare anō rātou kia whai ngā ara ki te whiwhi ngā piro. No doubt he'll just be looking to work on that finishing. He'll be telling them the connections have been good. Their attacking play has actually been fantastic. They've just been struggling to get it up and in thus far. If they can just find some ways to finally get some points to start to build some scoreboard pressure and really capitalize on all that momentum they've had, they'll really be able to work themselves back into this.
Yeah, they've got the ball a couple of times at the Latu. They might just want to get a little bit more ball movement, try and create a little bit more of an advantage so Latu has some easier shots, or if the defense collapses, find their shooters. As we get pictures of Columba College and assistant coach Matt Tahuna, who's normally works at Palmy Boys, but is helping out his family members for this week.
Home court advantage, potentially giving them some local knowledge.
Well, he's my assistant coach at Palmy Boys, and we've played on these hoops a couple of times, and they're a little bit harder to shoot on than perhaps certainly courts 1, 2, 3, and 4, and even the single rims we can see in the distance. So maybe passed on a little bit more arc, a little bit more touch for the kuru whiwhi torus.
Aira. Ngari kare kore nā te koio ngā pukunga o nei rangatahi e MΑORI Aotearoa. You know with how sharp these rangatahi are, they should have no worries making that adjustment. So we now see Columba. Mahiana Mai Muri working it out the back through number 4, Charlie Sinclair. She now drives up that left-hand side.
finds Brown. Back against the traffic.
Ahua kaharawa I taua wā, no reira. Now St Mary's and all.
Would have liked to see Tiana there go to her left hand where the space was instead of going to her right, her more favoured hand where there was a bit more traffic.
Kare kore ka mātakitaki pahi korua I tēnei aha tōna wā. No doubt you two will be watching this back and you'll be giving us some pointers when it comes to coaching time.
Always. Only for development, though. So, you know, we're all about getting better and understanding.
Aira.
As St Mary's in another turnover.
Kalamba Tino Kaha me te hara hoki and winning the foul.
Lima, slow step, takes the contact, the foul, the hara, ends a trip to the free throw line.
Aira. Kua āhua panomi te āhuatanga o te Kemu whai muri, te wehenga o Latu. We've seen a bit of a change in style since Latu has left the court. She was really bringing that physical presence with St Mary's. Engari Naya nei Kalamba e tōana I ngā wero e whakamahi pai ana I a rātou kaha, using their strength, making good use of her not being around to kind of assert that physical dominance.
They certainly have a distinct style of play, St Mary's. Even now Indy Nash has replaced Latu, they're still looking to get the ball inside. And now with Columbia, they've gone a bit smaller. They should continue to do that as we get a long Turufifi Turu by MΑORI.
Lovely work there from number 32, India Nash.
Yeah, she's got up for another
making
offensive
absolute nuisance of herself underneath the tukohu.
Sinclair. Pressure on the defense as St Mary's commit a hara. Foul is on 31 to Schmidt.
Kia matara e te iwi kia Siena Tohi, te nama tuarima mō St Mary's. Ienei wā e tākaro ana ia mehe pau mā a rātou whakaekenga. Āhua kai whakahaere mā rātou I a rātou e whakaeke ana. Just keep an eye out for Siena Tohi, number 5 from St Mary's. She's kind of working as a bit of a pillar at the moment for that St Mary's offense. Standing a bit of a distributor role, really leading that St Mary's attack, trying to get them moving forwards. No doubt she'll play a really crucial role for them throughout the majority of this game.
Swarming defense by Columbia. As St Mary's look to regain their spacing. Good hustle. Lima.
Te kuru. Ata. Make it to Kaiwa Wau. Te poi mau. The held ball there. Reira kei a Kalamba anō.
Some good defense by Columbia. Had to take a pretty of a rush shot there by Nash as the shot clock was winding down.
Oh, tata tērā ki te tāhai, almost with the intercept there. Was number 10. Abigail Alea flying out of the line.
And Aria Brown heading to the Koroto Tuku with India Nash committing her first hara, I believe.
Aira, tēnei āputa. E āhua whakanui ana, e mea mō rearea tēnei mā ngā wahine mai a Tāmaki Makaurau me pēhea rātau e whakautu. I tēnei taumahatanga, that gap starting to just grow a little bit for the girls from Tāmaki. Need to try and find an answer, try and work themselves back into this quarter and close that gap before we get into the break.
Yeah, we see the foul count. It's 5-0 to St Mary's. Columbia just doing a better job of staying in front without fouling, while conversely St Mary's are finding it tough to stay in front of Columbia without committing the haras.
Nei Lamba in Mahiana, Martin Nama, Fitu, Shantikara.
Lima, Aria Brown, tipped out of bounds by Marling. It'll stay Columba ball, but we've got 2.7 seconds on the shot clock. has 4 seconds.
Ara kua kario I kite engari kua whakawhitihia Kiana Brown. O reira tērā pēr he tohu o te maia o te kaiako Mark Kalamba. Didn't actually notice that Kiana Brown has been taken off for a little while now as well. Perhaps a little bit of a show of confidence there from the coach of Kalamba, putting some real faith in the depth of her squad.
The ball fake by Shanti Kara. It's a left-handed layup to go. As we have Latu from St. Mary's sitting, so it's ready to check back in, and the next dead ball. St. Mary's looking for the post up of Indy Nash. There it is, high post. Some cutters. Unfortunately, an errant pass.
Once again, just those final passes. Era maka whakamutunga kei raro I te tūkohu. Karea no kia tino hono mā ngā wahine mai a Tāmaki Makaurau. It's just doing so well to get possession and work it into an offensive position. But those last few passes, those last few plays underneath the hoop, yet to really link up for the girls from Tāmaki. Just struggling to convert their possession into points.
The ball will remain with Columba College as Kiana Brown re-enters with the baseline outplay, screen the screener. Step through Skivington. It's a nice little step through to her right hand. Long off the tapa. Shanti Kara secures the tūrapa.
Kua hoki mai anō a Latu. Reira kāre kore ka ngana ia ki te tūkaha ki tēnei kemu. Latu back on the court once more. No doubt she'll be looking to make a firm imprint on this game. Bring some of that physicality that we saw in those opening minutes. As we see Columba with the steal again.
India Nash unfortunately lost control of the dribble there. Kiana Brown in the post. Tough shot. Finishes it over Latu. The girls from Otipoti Dunedin. The 16-point lead as the first quarter winds down.
Tāpū anō kei te haere mā St. Mary's. Number 33, Anna Brasson, will be coming on at the end of this play. Kia tātou whakatata ana ki te mutunga o tēnei haupā tuatahi.
Kiana Brown trying to go for a brick wall there, not rewarded by the ref, so it gives St. Mary's fast break. India Nash, the beneficiary.
Columba. Ata whakawāna. I a rātou ka kōwhiringa. Just weighing things up, taking it nice and easy. Not looking to force anything, just working it around. Tērā pai whiwhitoru, that three-point line.
Again, out of bounds of St. Mary's. As the ref asks for the shot clock to be reset to 14.
Lovely drive there.
Lima, first, second bucket. Latu, ball carrying duties for Tāmaki Makoto's St. Mary's College. A bit of basketball play there, a little pick and roll of the dive from India Nash, but again, unable to take care of it. The shorter guards love to, you know, as soon as the bigs bring the ball, they're swiping at it. And Greg Elliott and I on the last game were talking about how the bigs just need to chin it. If they put their face close to the elbows, then that's their fault. Then
me ko te koro e marama ana hau I ngā tangata poto, he tangata poto hoki a hau, no reira kia hau te aroha mā rātou. I can get it, I'm not a particularly tall person myself, so I understand.
Yeah.
Understand where they're coming from. They're getting in there.
If someone's big and they come down like that, you're going to.
Yeah.
I'm not
you're
so
take
sure
a
about.
Step back.
But if I'm just laying it there, of course you're going to try and smack it out of my
hands. Swipe at it all day. Te ponta koro ahua whakawhetai ana hau kei te noho hau ki tēnei taha. I'm a little bit relieved I'm sitting on the side when we're talking about those kinds of things rather than receiving those elbows.
Travel called here by the referee, which will allow Columba College the last 6 seconds of the quarter. Kuru. And a shot. Quarter Fifi Toru.
Oh, tino tapa.
Just short of the tapa.
Mai tā wahira atu, engari koira te whakamutungo o tēnei haupā tuatahi Columbia. Kua pao tōrea, e toa ana rua te kaumā whaki te ono. Columba have come out strong and they are up 24-6. Mehe mea ko koe te kāko o St. Mary's I tēnei wā. He aha au whakatina tēnei au whakaro mā au kai tākaro. If you were the St. Mary's coach here in this huddle, you're looking at that scoreboard, you've seen that first quarter. What kind of encouragement, what kind of advice are you giving to your players?
I think in the last 90 seconds or 2 minutes, they did get the ball into the paint. They just weren't strong enough and they're turning it over. If they can keep their spacing, get the ball in there and be strong with it, they're going to get more chances to get shots up close to the Tudapa. Conversely, I think Columba College has just played their game. They haven't been sped up. They've taken the opportunities when they're there, and they've built a really healthy lead after the first, 10 minutes of play.
Aira, tautoko. O reira, he paku whakamaumahara tēnei kia koutou katoa. He maha ngā kēmu ka tākarotia. Ki whakata Māori I tēnei wiki. Just a reminder to you, all of you watching at home, 4 to 12 games per day live on Whakata Māori for all of this week. AA finals will also be available on linear TV. O reira, e te iwi kia hikaka mā te wiki kei te haere, te toko maha te pai o te poi tūkohu kei te haere. He mea miharo, he mea rau e tērā. The sheer amount of basketball and the quality of basketball that we're going to have this on display over the next 6 days really is something special.
Yeah, it's such a long tournament, and even though a lot of these kids would go to rep tournaments, it's 4 days. This is 6 days, so that real attrition at the back end of the tournament, how fresh mentally can you stay, how fresh physically can you stay, will really kind of help determine our champions. Certainly on the boys' side, it's either 8 or 9 games in 6 days, and for the girls' side, who have 20 teams at this tournament, as opposed to the 24, it'll be 7 or 8 games. That's still a massive amount of basketball, time on your feet, sleeping in a bed that's not yours. All that kind of stuff, plays into it.
Aira. Me te hikaka hoki, kua haere roa etahi o enei tima mai ngā kono e whao te motu no reira ai he whakataitai tēnei engari āhua hararei tēnei mai etahi o ngā rangatahi. You also got to remember that some of these teams have come in from a long way away. They're here for a tournament, but these players are also here for a good time, a little bit of a holiday, some time off school. So no doubt they'll have to balance trying to enjoy a week away with their mates and trying to focus in on the tournament, getting the best of both worlds.
Absolutely, as we see the offensive hara committed by Olive Marling. Yeah, I think for the travelling teams, that time you spend with your mates, that week-long time is unique. You don't often get that, so there can be really bonding experiences. As we see a hara committed this time by the defence, Kiana Brown, Columba College. Call on the floor, so it'll be a St. Mary's of Tamaki Makoto baseline out.
Aira, koira tētai ahu atuata, koira tētai atu āhuatanga o ngā tima kura. Harai te mea he kaitākaro noa e nei kaitākaro, he hoa hoki te haere ana e nei rangatahi ki te kura o rite, e noho ana ki ngā akomanga o rite. Kua tipu rātou ki o rātou taha. These players off the court are just great mates. They go to the same schools, sit in the same classes, and really they've grown up alongside each other. So those connections, that chemistry is something that you'll see at this level often more than anywhere else.
Yeah, and I think that's why while a lot of these players will play reps for their association and they want to compete, this means more because, like you said, they go to school every day with the players they're playing with, as opposed to rep teams that might be from different schools spread out through the regions. As a second outlet pass from Columba College, this time results in the hara. And at the free throw line for 2 Korutotokus. We have Aria Brown, younger sister of Kiana Brown.
Aira. He oma nei te whānau runs in the family. Who's pukenga. Mihi ana ki o Raua Matua.
Travel called. Turnover.
Yeah,
unlucky for St. Mary's.
Kalamba. E tū kaha ana ki runga I tēnei kemu e mau tonu ana I te mana. Nō reira e whakanui ana taua o wero mā St. Mary's ki te whai tētai ara ki te hoki mai anō ki tēnei kemu. Kalamba really just stamping their authority on this game. That challenge, that gap for St. Mary's, trying to find a way to get back to this fixture, just gets harder and harder with each play. Strong contact there.
Yeah, big collision. And referee's going to have a conversation to see who was on. It's a lot of contact. Just going to figure out. Double foul. Unlucky.
Okay, the Cowboy portal. St. Mary's.
Oh. Subs in here. Kiana Brown will take a seat. I believe that's his second foul. As the pedal goes up, it is. St. Mary's ball as Coach Markham Brown. There's a discussion with the referee.
Makes his case, as with all coaches, they always think they know the right call.
It was a pretty bang play though, which is probably why the referee decided on a double foul.
Aira. Oh, te kuru whiwhi toru mai te nama whā. That was Olive Mailing from deep.
What's that? Swish of all swishes. So high the arc had ice on it.
Aira, engari.
Aria Brown with a lovely cut.
Te koro mau e pāna ki taua āhuatanga ko te kaha. I te tākaro e nei rangatahi. Kia whai rātau I te tauri te tanga ai kia kaha. Engari kia tūtonu kei roto I te reina o ngā ture. As you say, these rangatahi play a physical style of basketball. Very fast-paced, very hard-hitting. But it's about finding that balance. How can you bring that physicality? How can you bring that energy? But make sure you stay within the lane and you don't let that foul count get away on you.
It's a much more even foul count here so far in the second quarter, 3-2. St. Mary's up. St. Mary's unlucky in their last position not to get the foot back, and yeah, Nash did a good job securing the offensive two-upper, but couldn't quite put it in.
Kitana he tāpui kei te haere mā St. Mary's. We've got a substitution for St. Mary's to come into the game.
And so we see another kuru whiwhi turu, this time from Abigail Alia.
Anō. Tino tata, ngā tima e rua, Tino harikoa ki te tuku I era kuru. Really happy to put their shots up on both sides of the floor.
Out of control, Latu, unfortunately. I think the biggest difference that I've noticed so far in this game, when St. Mary's turn it over, it's 3-on-1, 2-on-1, 4-on-1. When Columba turn it over, they're sprinting back, which makes it really hard for them, for St. Mary's of Tamaki Makoto to convert. Conversely, Columba, as we see here on the replay, get opportunities like this, where they're earning chips to the koroto tukus, or they're getting layups. Much higher quality of shot, which probably is why we see a 17-point lead here.
Aira, koera te wero mai nei kai tākaro me pēhea rātau e oti pai ai ngā taha e rua, te whakaeke me te ārai. How can they complete both sides well? And especially as we continue into the tournament, as we talked about earlier, that fatigue starts to set in. Ko tērā mahi te oma mai, tērā taha ki tēnei taha, running from there to that side, from end to end. Who's going to have the strength and the resolve, really, to be able to keep going?
And it's that next job mentality, like your team's taking shots, whether inside or outside. I've got a job to do, and as much as I want to stand there and celebrate with you that it's going in, whether it goes in or not, hey, I've got a job. I've got to get back. I've got to find my defender, or whatever's going on. Because if I spend too long, oh man, I hope that ball goes in, they're running. And then it's crap. Now we've given up a layup.
Aira, kia mata.
And it takes a long time to build those habits, to say, all right, well, as much we all know we want the ball to go in, but we can't stand there and watch it to go on. Let's try and do something while that ball's in the air to put ourselves in either offensive rebounding situation or a transition defense.
Aira, kare koera te kōrero, te kaiako mō St Mary's I tēnei wāhiki, kare kore whakatina tēnā ana I ana kaitākoro ki te piki I te ngāo, kia kaha te whawhai, ko taua ki waha anō, taku tino ki waha, kaua, me mate wheke, me mate urua, as you say, no doubt that will be the encouragement coming from the St Mary's coach, just trying to get that energy, that fight back into his team. I've said it a few times already on stream today, and I'll keep saying it until everyone remembers it. My favourite Māori kiwaha, do not die like an octopus, fight like a shark. And they need a little bit more of that mentality, a little bit more of that drive as we head in towards the half-time.
I think one thing that we've been remiss not to point out, other than it right at the beginning of the broadcast, is this is St Mary's second game today, Columba's first, so and only, so they can put everything into this 40 minutes, whereas, hey, these girls had to play probably 4 or 5 hours ago up against a talented Hamilton girls team, so the fatigue factor.
Aira, koera tētahi wero, o reira kare kore ka whakamahi pai a St Mary's I a rātou whakatā a pōpō St Mary's with a little bit more rest time tomorrow. We'll be more than grateful to get a little bit of time off the court and recoup a little bit as we head into the later stages of the week. Toru,
Sinclair.
Tino tata. Inei ringa kuru, these shooters putting it up from all over, so.
Nice drive and roll into space there by King, who misses a shot inside the paint. Brown left to Tūrapa. Kind of just pushing her shot a little bit too much. She just wants to raise that elbow a little bit and just shoot it a little bit more, or help her have the touch that she needs it to go in.
Aira. E tuhi noti anō ana. Aho, bro, I'm writing some notes here as well. No doubt I could probably gain from a little bit of this mātauranga. As we see a good crowd starting to come in behind us as well. Koera, tētai atu āhuatanga whai o tēnei wiki, o tēnei rā, te wiki kei te haere. Te toko maha o ngā kai tautoko, o ngā kai āwhina kua tai mai ki tēnei kaupapa. The sheer amount of support of volunteers, whānau, friends, hapori that have come out to support these players and to support this kaupapa is really just amazing to see.
That is St Mary's 15th foul, so that will be free throws for Charlie, no, it will be free throws for Madison Wheeler. As she was in position when the hara was committed. She got 2 trips to the kurutautuku. Long off the tapa. That's the first one. And long for the second one, as we have a lane violation. The shooter of the kurutautuku may not cross the free throw line until the ball has hit the rim. Some players, particularly when it feels weird coming out of the hands and they know they've missed it, will attempt to get the offensive rebound. But if you break that plane before it hits the rim, the referees will call a lane violation.
Te kuru whiwhi toru mai te taha matau nama toru te kauma whā Tuala. Tuala from that right-hand side puts up the 3 and drains it.
That's 3 kura whiwhi torus by St Mary's. You know, it's only a 14-point gap, and there's 25 minutes to go, so we've got plenty of time. And if they can find their range and keep up a little bit of pressure here. Now, the thing with the pressure is now that you can try and force Columba into some turnovers, but if you commit the hara, now they just go 80 feet without even having to play basketball and get 2 free shots.
Aira, kia tupatoki te whakahokinga o tēnei tima mai o te poti, the counter-attack from this Dunedin team. So dangerous, as we've already discussed. Engari, ngā maka whiwhi anō kei a Columba.
As we see a little huddle as Kiana Brown shoots her kura tutuku of the other Columba teammates, just getting organised about what they want to do, what they've seen.
Pai ki te wairua pai o ngā kaimā takitaki me te mea nei, te kēmu hauporo tēnei, kua waha ngui ai whakarite ana ki te kuru. Lovely to see the etiquette from the crowd there, just like a good golf match. Everyone's silent when she's lining up the shot. Supporters showing some excitement, but also some fantastic etiquette here. Really, really lovely to see.
Oh, good anticipation from Sinclair. Managed to stop in a bit of traffic. And unfortunately for St. Mary's, another hard is committed. Latu. It'll be her second personal foul as the pedal's raised.
Aira, enei hara, ngā hua whakaapapa ana mā St. Mary's I nai nei, koira te wero nui mā rātou, me pēhea rātou e whakakore I enei raru. Those fouls just really stacking up for St. Mary's now. That's the main challenge for them now, is not actually so much what they're doing on the ball, but how can they control their off-the-ball play, because they're giving away a lot of free points here.
Bit unlucky for St. Mary's there, as they had the defensive tūrapa, but perhaps Latu stood on the baseline and the referees deemed her out of bounds. You can see Kiana getting frustrated at herself, and sometimes for players, when you kind of not playing as well as you would have liked, you start to think result over process, and you always want to be process over result. If you do the small things, whether it's the mechanics in her jump shot or whatever else on the team defense, then the results come. But if you think all about results, you forget about the process. And so you can see some visible frustrations there from Kiana, that she's probably not as playing as well as she would like.
Tērā pia koira te mea nui mā St. Mary's hoki. Kia arotahi ki te kēmu kaue tisiro whakarunga ki te tataunga. Kia arotahi ki tō mahi. Nā te mea mehe mea, ka arotahi tonu koe, ka ngana tonu koe ki te whai tētai ara ki tēnei kēmu. Ka tae e koe te whai e rā hua. Perhaps that needs to also be the focus for St. Mary's. Can't get caught looking at the scoreboard, looking up at the results thus far. They just need to lock in on that process, because, as you say, he roa tonu te wai e toiana. Ka tae e rātau te whai tētai whakahokinga mehe mea ka ngana. Still long time to go. You know they're able to find a way back if they can just keep their heads down.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, just ticked over 25 minutes, under 25 minutes to go, and it's all about, for St. Mary's, valuing that position, taking great shots, and then defensively trying to defend without fouling. As we see another foul, and it's going to be on number 10, Aliyah. And we feel like we're starting to sound like a broken record as Kara misses her first kura tutuku. Columba College of Optipoti Dunedin with a 16-point lead halfway through the second quarter. As Jaya Cruz checks in, potentially for her first action tonight. Not sure she's seen the court until now.
Karia i te tino mohi o engari. Tērā pia I nei hauwhai rua kei te haere kakaha ki te tātau I te pai o St. Mary's I korotia ketia e koe. Kua tākaro ke rātau I tēnei ata, no reira kaore e kore ka e āhua whakapau ana te kaha o e nei rangatai ako, te rangatahitanga. E āhua heke ana te ngāo, no reira me pēhea rātau e whakamahi pai I ngā tāpui I ngā whakawhiti. No doubt over these next couple quarters we're going to see a lot of substitutions from St. Mary's. As you said, already played this morning. That fatigue might start to set in, and we might see them trying to utilise their bench a little bit more to try and keep that energy up.
Even the foul trouble as well, if they're going to keep committing fouls at this rate, then that was really good defence there by King. But if the fouls continue at this rate, then a few of them will end up in some personal foul trouble where it'll be hard to keep them on the court. Shaping for the koro whiwhi toru. Latu up top. Drive. And St Mary's will retain the position, but only 5.2 on the shot clock.
Mahi pai tonu ana a Latu. Whakamahi pai ana I tōna tingana tira o na Pukenga o hoki. Kaha whakararu ana I ngā kaiarai o Colombo. We're seeing Latu still putting in the work, using her body well, but combining that with some fantastic skills thus far. Really proving a big threat for this Colombo defence.
Should have been a shot clock violation there, but I didn't hear the buzzer, so I'm not sure what happened. Nonetheless, it's Colombo ball. Aria Brown makes a tough pass. Mid-range jump shot for Severite.
Ina nei te nama tuarima. Nā taku aroha, Siena Tohi. Ki mai ana. Te kuru whiwhi toru. Sino Tata.
Oh, she's done well to keep that in bounds. Even better defense from Latu. Made that shot difficult without fouling.
Haera. E te mea nei, te whakarongo rātau ki a koe, almost as if they were listening to I te koro koe to you. I te koro koe pāna ki tēnei mea, te whakawhiti mai te ārai, te whakaeke ki te ārai. You're talking about how important it is that they transition quickly from offense to D, and Latu showing plenty of that. She's getting back and really trying to shut down that Colombo offense, and we're seeing that the scoreboard really not ticking over as easily as it was for the team from Ōtepoti since that change has been made.
Yeah, well, they had 24 points at the quarter, so that's seven points in 7.5 minutes. A much better defensive effort by St Mary's. And if you took away the fouls, St Mary's, Colombo College really haven't made a field goal in a period of time. As we see the koro whiwhi toru, Schmidt.
He tio kei roto I ona ia auraki ngāwari noa mai taua taha maui. Ice in the veins, too easy from that left-hand side. Honestly, he mea no.
Carter with their own koro whiwhi toru right back. Pushes the lead back out to 16, momentarily trimmed to 13.
E nei rangatahi, e whakaatu ana I o rātou Pukenga showing off their skills here. Almost anything you can do, I can do better at the moment.
Oh, great hands. Aria Brown. Not much St Mary's defence could do in that situation.
Yeah, lovely work there from Lima on the transition. Whakawhitipaina mai te ārai ki te whakaeke. Koira te tere o enei kai tākro mai I Ōtepoti. Kore koe e whakatā I a rātau e maua nei te poro.
We talked about Colombo's inability, well, period of time where they haven't had a field goal and they go back to back on us. As Tohi has an aggressive drive to the hoop, pressure on the Colombo defense. She'll earn herself 2 trips to the koro tautoku.
Whakawhiti hia te tima katoa o Colombo. Reira ko Markham Brown e ngana ana ki te whakamahi pai I ngā waiwai hau ki te apti etahi ngāwa no ki tōna team, as we see pretty much a full team substitution there for Colombo. Their coach Markham Brown looking to use some fresh legs, keep that energy up for his team as we near the end of this first half.
Nice offensive two-up by Nash. He's got a really long limbs and good leaping ability for a St Mary's of Tamaki Makoto. Another foul, this time committed by Tohi. Sends Sinclair of Colombo College to the line. Just his second personal foul. Sinclair short on the first koro tautoku.
MāORI noa.
It's a second to go.
Te mea tuarua. Nai nei St Mary's e hoki ana anō. Mā te nama tuarima coming back again through Tohi. Tākaro tonu ana hei pau. Mā tā rātau whakaekenga. Still playing as a bit of a pillar for their offense, but a little travel there. Kua whakakorengi a taiwa whakaekenga.
45 seconds left in the half. Sinclair operating at the top, bit of traffic. Unlucky there by St Mary's. They made a play in a bit of a crowd, but again, if you're in the penalty, you can't really be putting your hands in the cookie jar. You just get yourself into too much trouble. Sinclair knocks down the first, Koroto Tuku.
Tātou ki tāna I tētai tāpui anō ma St Mary's. Te nama waru, Olivia Scully coming into the game. Will be number 10, te nama te kau, Abigail Alea making way. St Mary's, e rapu ana I tētahi ara pai. Ki te whakararu I tēnei pātū o Columba, looking for a way to what trouble-wise become a bit of a wall of defence for Columba. Becoming so strong and cutting down that St Mary's offence.
Offensive Tūrapa. With a shot clock issue. It will remain St Mary's of Tamaki Makoto looking to get the last shot before the half. And Scully earning herself 2 trips to the Kuru Tautoku.
Yeah, who kuru piro tērā kei raro I te tukuhu. As we see, just a bit of a jam underneath that hoop there. Does well to draw the foul. We've seen so many makawhiwhi kei a Columba. Nō reira he ahe ngā pai tēnei mā St Mary's ki te whakautu.
Third shot, perhaps a violation on one of the first ones.
Aira.
Last looks good, sub 10 seconds for the last shot for Columba College.
Vastly improved second quarter from St Mary's, really showing some of that potential that they weren't quite able to capitalise on in the first. Nō reira, he tōi pai tērā mā rātou. He roa tonu te wae toi ana I tēnei kēmu kawe kore ka whakapono rātou, ka tae e rātou te whai tētai ara ki te toa I tēnei kēmu. Vastly improved second quarter from St Mary's, really showing some serious promise.
Bit of a slippery spot on the court. Athlete safety always comes first. Nothing worse than having sweat on these hard wooden floors. Very slippery. So we've taken some of the action on the other courts. We've got Rangatoto playing Mags, a zone 1 matchup. And our action gets underway. Columba College, 5 seconds to go. Finds a shooter.
Te kuru.
Oh, just long off the tūrapa. And that will do us.
Engari aira koera te whakamutunga o tēnei haurua tuatahi ko Columba e toa ana mā te rua te kau, toru te kau mā iwa ki te kau mā iwa o St Mary's. Columba up by 20, 39-19 over St Mary's. Engari he roa tonu te haurua kei te haere. Still a long time left in this game. You just feel that St Mary's might be able to find a way back. Engari kau e tā wāhi e te iwi ka hoki mai aku, and don't go far. We'll be back in just a minute.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough time. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved with it. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
This isn't an ad about four-wheel drives. It's about knowing the place, as well as the locals.
We found the place. That's a good start. Built by my great-grandfather 20 years ago.
Hey. Sport is about more than just a game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Who is Israel Adesanya? He's the middleweight champion of the world. I go Pete.
Don't want to boast, but we do lead the way in a lot of areas.
When they hit the stage, it's like, wow.
Yeah, that was a bit controversial back in the day.
I'm an addict, but I didn't think it would be this hard.
It's a bit funny when people say to me, oh, what are the boys up to? And I'm like, oh, hang on, I'll just get out my phone and have a look.
How do we do something that we think we've lost, but maybe we haven't?
There's always going to be times when I'm tempted.
Natural history all around, you just can't avoid stepping on it.
Just thought it was a man's job.
I would go back to my hotel room and I'd be broken.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war.
This is the future.
It's hard to explain the feeling walking in the footsteps of your ancestors.
The Matariki season of Pakipūmika Aotearoa ki Māori Plus.
Welcome back to Te Papaioa, Palmerston North. Got court 4 action at the AA Secondary School Nationals Columba College with a halftime lead of 20 up 39-19 of St Mary's from Tamaki Makoto. We're about 90 seconds from restarting the action. What are you looking forward to in the second half here, Toby?
Ki te tātou I ngā tima e rua tino hika ana ki te tuku I ngā toru piro, ngā kuruwhiwhi toru. Nō reira kare kore ka pērā anō ngā tima e rua. Engari I te mutunga o taua hauwhātua rua, I āhua whai a St Mary's I a rātou rere, I tā rātou piti. Nō reira te rapea ka whai ara rātou ki te hiki ki tēnei kemu I tēnei hauwha kei te haere. Couple things actually. First of all, we saw both teams really keen to put up those threes in the first couple of quarters. Shots coming in from all over the place. Really looking forward to seeing a bit more of that. But also promising from St Mary's in that second quarter, starting to find their flow a little bit, starting to get those transitions from offense to D, make those passes and actually find the net. So potentially a chance for them in this third quarter, I should say, to try and work themselves back into this game.
Yeah, I think from a St Mary's perspective, they made 4, 5, 6 kurawhiwhi turus. Like, if you're one of the girls on that team that shoots a number of kurawhiwhi turus, just get them up. You've got a couple good rebounders, Latu and Nash, who can rebound. And then secondary, they've got to be able to defend without fouling. Those will be the two keys for me.
Ia tātou ki te ana I ngā kai mā takitaki, ngā kai tautoko maha o tēnei kemu. You see shots of the crowd there. Quite a solid audience have assembled for this second half. Great first half of basketball, no doubt. Ka ori te tonu ngā hauwha kei te haere.
For Columba College, it'd be much of the same. Just poise, take the shots that are available, get into your offensive transition. And for the large parts of the game, they've done a good job of defending without fouling.
Tautuku I tērā, ia tātou e tatari ana mā ngā kai whakawā.
Do we have another issue? It's a score bench. Sorted now, and we'll get the action underway. Columba College inbound. Little UCLA cut. Kiana Brown on the left hand. That's better. A similar instance in the first half where she drove to her right, where the traffic was this time. She trusted her left, where the space was, and now she's earning herself 2 trips to the Kura Tautoku.
Engari he hara anō mā St Mary's I ki te tātou I tērā. Ka whakarau ana I a rātou I te hauwhātua tahi. Te hauwhātua rua hoki ko te toko maha o ngā hara. Nō reira, me pēhea rātou e whakatika I taua raru as we see yet another foul for St Mary's. The first couple of quarters really struggle with their foul count. So the challenge for them going into the second half of this game, how can they fix that problem and start to play with a little more flow and a little more accuracy perhaps?
St Mary's probing, Latu up the top, Kura Whiwhi Toru, long off the tūrapa. Tapa, I should say. Shot clock winding down. Nash. Turnaround jumper. Solid defensive positions by Columba.
Ia tātou e rongo ana I te pai o St Mary's. Kua whae rātou I a rātou oro I a rātou reo. Ka whakatīna I ngā kai tākoro. We've here the St Mary's bench well and truly found their voice over that halftime break. They're getting up and getting really vocal in behind their team.
Probing drive on the other corner. Kiana Brown. Shot clock violation. Short shot clock on the offensive tūrapa.
St Mary's. He rua ngā tāpui kei te haere as we see a couple subs coming up. The number 4, Olive Mailing, and number 10, Abigail Alea. E uru ana ki tēnei kēmu coming into the game early in the second half. Tērā pēr ko te kaiako o St Mary's e ngana ana. Te apti I etai hikaka I tai ngāua no ki tōna tima mā ēnei tāpui.
Turnover by Columba College. Similar to what we saw early in the first quarter where they worked hard to get possession of the ball, but some risky outlets or just not on the spin on the same page, and they give the ball right back to St Mary's. Melling, spin move, blocks. They'll stay with St Mary's. Plenty of time left on the shot clock.
Aira roa tonu koera, te mea nui. Tētahi o ngā mea nui, mā ēnei tima e rua. Me pēhea rātou e whakamai pai I taua wāti turu katoa. How can they use that shot clock to their advantage? We've seen them, both of them racing that in the first half, potentially rushing a little bit, not quite using all of the time they had. So how can they slow it down, be a little more calculated and try and use that whole 24 seconds?
They're just going to have to, for those kind of things to happen, they just have to fall back on their habits, however they've played throughout this season up in Auckland, is what's their identity and what they want to do. Is they just force another turnover. They look to try and generate a high quality look. Perhaps just playing a little bit too fast. They give the ball right back to Columba.
Tino kaha tonu, tino māro tonu te ahuatanga o te kākaro mai ngā tīme e rua. Still a strong physical style of play from both teams. You wouldn't have guessed how much basketball they've played with the intensity that they're bringing into this second half.
And unfortunately, Marling on the kick ahead, out of bounds. There's a bit of a sloppy start from both teams from this half. 2 points and almost 3 minutes of play combined.
Aira, koera te āheinga Māwai. Me whakamahi tētai kiwaha Māori. Māwai te kōrea e pāo. Who's going to strike while the iron's hot? Who's going to take a hold of this momentum? Really feels up for grabs here. If one of these teams can start to get some rhythm, get some flow, they might be able to break it open and start to pile up some points.
As Marling rips the ball from Skivington, but then called for a travel, which a bit harsh there. She didn't really change the pivots. But good to see the commitment to get on the ground and fight for the loose ball.
Kalamba mahi ana ki te pai whiwhitoru ngai te tāhai nā St Mary's. Rapu ana ia te nama, te kau, Abigail Alea, looking for that pass down into the right-hand corner. Couldn't quite link up. Engari kia rātou tonu. Te Makapaipeto with the throw-in from the baseline.
More turnovers in points so far in this quarter. Both teams will be looking to find a little bit of a better offensive rhythm to either cut into the lead or extend their lead. The ball's knocked out of bounds again by Columba College. Remain with St Mary's of Tamaki Makaurau. Off the knee of Sinclair. Nice kick ahead to Brown and then off the to Tapa. These double rims get a little bit higher, a little bit more touch, because usually they're not very friendly rolls. So something for the girls to be aware of when if they do play another game on either court 4 or court 6, with the two courts that have double rims, a lot more touch needed. Kiss it off the glass.
He aha te take pia o ngā double rims. What's the reason that a double rim might be used? Why would this venue have put them in?
Look, that's a great question. And if I had an answer for you, I would tell you what would be ideal is if that we all went glass backwards with the same kind of rims that we saw on courts 1, 2 and 3. Whether you can do glass backwards on, oh no, you must be able to, on the ones that, on the hoops that come down like we have here on camera, that we kind of just, eventually they'll need to get upgraded, and the more consistency we have, the better. But that's, I guess, up to the facility and what they choose to do and how they maintain. Nice. Cut. India Nash gets the roll. Couple buckets here in the last minute. Good defense.
Whiwhitoru, MāORI noa mai taua taha mā tau te nama whitu Shansi Kara. Me te mea nei he MāORI noa.
Looked good at the moment, it left her hand.
Asking you shall receive. Said at the halftime wanted to see some more three-pointers and not waiting around.
Aria Brown steals the pass to the high post and uncontested layup.
Mauro taua Makara on the hard pass there.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there on the travel call. We've got some subs coming in. Waiting for the referees to see the sub. As Severite enters the game for Aria Brown.
Kalamba, he mahi ana ki teua taha maui te kuru whiwhitoru kua taka anō.
Yana Brown should be a thank God that one went in. After a struggling start, she's finally seen one kuru whiwhitoru hit the bottom of the net.
Yeah, this Columba side perhaps just starting to unlock the game a little bit, finding their range. E taka ana ngā pākete mai ngā kokona e whā, no reira he mea mōrere tērā mā St Mary's. Kia whai tētai ara ki te whakakoringia i aua, whakakoringia aua a henga e rātou. How can they find a way to cut out those opportunities to shoot from beyond the arc? Because Columba are really starting to make them drop.
Yeah, well, Columba's had 3 or 4 people that have hit kura whiwhitoru. We've had Charlie Sinclair, Shanti Kara and Kiana Brown for sure, and maybe even Aria Brown. So that, you know, there's 4 people that if their feet are set, that there's a high chance that the kura whiwhitorus are going in. So it poses some difficult questions for the defense.
Kia hoa nei he wā hiki kei te haere nā te kaiako o St Mary's. There's just been a timeout call from St Mary's coach at the end of this play. Tino tapa.
Jump ball, which will award the timeout, will be awarded to Tui Matasini of St Mary's Tamaki Makaurau. The lead out to 28. It's grown by 8 points since the half-time break.
He wāpai tēnei mā St Mary's ki te hui anō, ki te timata anō pēr. Ki te ātawhakaro, i pēhea rātau e panoni i tā rātau rautaki, hei whakakoringia i enei whakaekenga, o Columba College. Just a good time here for St Mary's to regroup. Perhaps just have some discussions as to how they can start to cut out this newfound flow that Columba are starting to bring.
If they can limit their turnovers, then it limits their early advantage in transition. The more that they can play in the half court when the defense is set, the harder it will be for Columbia. So down the left-hand side of the court, if they can get their space in better, their timing with their passes, when the offensive players are flashing to the space to receive the pass, which will help the about 15 seconds before the timeout will be called back in. As we see pictures of Markham Brown giving some instructions to his troops about what he wants to see in these last 3 minutes before the quarter.
Me mihi atu ki ngā kaiako o ngā kai whakahaere katoa o ngā tima katoa kua pai mai ki tō tātou nei kaupapa. Nei kore ake rātau e kore tēnei.
As we see some glimpses of life stats training, as this Nationals has been used for lots of different types of training. We've got training on the commentary as we roll. We've got life stats training as they practice on the games before the main games at the end of the week. And always a good place to learn their craft. It's for the referees as well. We have some really experienced referees and some referees at the start of their journey. So this tournament's not only for the players. There's lots of people involved here, giving up their time to see this awesome tournament go ahead.
Ai, ako tonu ana I ngā wā katoa. Hei aha te taunga.
Shantikara, oh, great defense by Marling. This time I travel. So you're allowed to actually pick up the ball on your back, but if you roll over and change your pivot, that's when they'll call the travel. So she could have lay on her back and made the pass, no problem, but because she rolled onto her shoulder, that's when the travel occurs.
Engari aha kua tērā, te tohu pai tēnei mai Olive Mailing. I koro maua e pāna ki te ngāo. Koira te mea nui mā St Mary's kua tākrotia kētia I rātou tētai kēmu I te apa me pēhea rātou I whai te hikaka I tēnei kēmu. We spoke earlier about St Mary's having already played a game this morning, and the most important thing for them is bringing that energy. So fantastic to see Mailing getting in there, getting physical, despite the fatigue, really getting up and trying to boost her team. Met their pārai, the rejection right on cue.
Climbed the ladder there.
She is here, there, and everywhere at the moment. Me te mea nei he Forrest Gump, nā te mea kei te oma tonu, just running and running, causing some serious headaches for Columba.
And similar problems, you know, Columba do a really good job as they made the highlight block, but they go straight down into the front court, turn it over, which allows Columba to come straight back. And two trips to the Koro Totuku, where Sevington misses her first. And the second is also long off the tapa. Offensive tūrapa, Tiana Brown. Pushes the lead to 30. Players all on the floor at the moment. Lots of action. Unlucky. Lima rattles in and out off the tapa. And commits the foul, perhaps in a bit of frustration that her layup rolled off the tapa.
Haere o te mohi o e hia ngā rirohanga I taua tākoro. Not even sure how many turnovers we had in that one play. Both of these teams trading possession every second, it almost feels like. Tērā pia e hua no tērā o te whakapau kaha. Me pēhea rātau e whakatau I a rātau wairua I a rātau kakaro ki te mautonu I taua pōro.
Mailing up top. It's the right crossover, step through. Wild shot, good defense. Way to stay in front from Brown, but again, hey, it's like we talked about, turnovers. St. Mary's do a good job getting in the passing lane. We give it right back after the unfortunate double dribble by Tuala.
Te te nama waru, te kaha hoki, nā te nama waru. Mato aina lima. Says, get out of my way.
Good, like great body control there, taking the contact, stopping, gathering herself, gets the lap to go. Tuala, mid-range, nothing but net.
Lamba i nai mahi ana ki taua taha maui. Era pea ka ngana I tētahi kuru whiwhitoru as they work around that left-hand side. Will they look for it from range? No, they'll drive.
A lot of contact, yep. 4 hands. The baseline ball, no sideline ball for Columba College. Only their 4th foul, so no bonus shots yet for Columba College. St. Mary's, for a large part, have done a good job in this quarter not fouling.
Aira, engari kia tūpato tonu ki te tātou, he mea mōrearea, he mea hoha tērā mā rātou I te hauwhā tuarua. Me te hauwhā tuatai hoki nō reira. He mea nui, he mea whakahirihira tērā mā rātou ki te whakakore I taua raru we saw in the first and second quarter. A lot of foul trouble for St. Mary's. So as that foul counter does start to creep up just a little bit, no doubt that will be forefront in their minds, trying to keep the consequences of that as little as possible.
Aria Brown stuck in some traffic there and dragged a pivot foot. Turnover, got a minute 35 here left in the third quarter as St. Mary's explore an offensive position.
Ia hau e rongo ana I tētai tuku oro mai muri o te kōti. I can hear one of those JBLs I was talking about before has showed up. Those boys have got the base right up. They're ready to go.
There it is.
Jeez, you can almost feel the vibrations through the floor.
33 with a foul, reaching foul. Now this time it will be shots. The referee. Aria Brown, koro whiwhi toru.
E tio kei roto I ona ia auraki. As before, ice in the veins, just making it so easy. Mai tā wahi, rawa atu. Oh, a little bit of caught in the crossfire there. Looks like that was one of the Mags players.
At least they're winning that game. It'll be a little bit worse if they're losing. They're currently up 77-61, 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Mags over Rangi Toto. Double A girls. Sinclair operating up top. Couldn't find her teammate. It's through the hands of Sinclair.
Kei tatimata ki a te nama toru te kau mā whā. Tuala gets us underway. St. Mary's looking to drive it up. Ia tātou e whakapata ana. Ki ngā hekona whakarutunga o tēnei hauwhā tuatoru.
We've seen a lot of that today where just the pass is a little bit off target or they just go through the hands when certainly St. Mary's will be ruining those opportunities as they face a 31-point deficit where they need as many positions as they can to get back into this game.
Arai nai nei Columba. Pātekau hekona e toi ana. Mawai, te kianga whakamutunga. Who's going to have the last say? Te kuru, 50,
Ruby Tilliard. A rainbow shot.
He mea ngaho noa tēnei. Ngaho noa mo enei rangatahi nāianei. They're just having fun now.
Strong rebound. Sinclair, she's going to slow it down, make sure that they take the last shot in the quarter. Picks up her dribble. Oh, nice steal by Aria Brown. Foul, 31. Schmidt. And because they're in the bonus, it will result in shots for Aria Brown as we see pictures of the Columbia bench. 2 trips to the Korototoku Aria Brown. Rattles the first one home.
Te mea tuarua hoki.
1.4 seconds and St. Mary's just going to let the time expire.
Reira, koera te whakamutunga o te hauwhātua toru. Columbia e toa ana ono te kauma toru ki te rua te kauma whitu o St. Mary's. Columba up 63-27 over St. Mary's. A strong quarter from the girls from Ōtepoti. Ko pātaia kētia e o tēnei pātai. Engari mehe mea ko koe te kāko o St. Mary's. E āhua nei ko wehe tēnei kēmui a rātou. Me pēhea rātou e mahi pai tēnei hauwha whakamutunga. I've already asked you this question before, but as we go into this quarter break, feels like this game might have just got away from St. Mary's now. How did they finish strong? How did they approach this fourth quarter in a positive way?
Yeah, I think the deficit and the time remaining is a little bit too much to overcome for St. Mary's. They've got to use this last 10 minutes to play some positive basketball, reinforce their style of play so that tomorrow, when they go on, hey, think about that last 10 minutes against Columbia College, we want to keep building on that. All they're trying to do is set a platform for tomorrow.
Ara ia tātou ki te ana I ngā tāne mai a Elam College as they watch on getting ready for their game as well. Koera tētahi āhuatanga pai o ēnei kai tākoro katoa ka kaha tautoko rātou I ngā kura atu I a rātou anō. Something we've seen from a lot of the players so far today, and we'll no doubt see for the rest of the week. These schools so keen to support each other, not just getting around their own teammates, but getting around the new friends that they're making over the course of the week and really getting in behind one another. So amazing to see.
Yeah, I think from my perspective as a coach, but perhaps even from the players' perspective, you kind of want your zone to do well. Like you want to be the strongest zone in the country. So even though we hate losing to Zone 3 teams, it's always good to see Zone 3 teams do well at nationals. And I'm sure that's the same for all the zones that they want to see their fellow competitors or their common opponents do well. Because then it usually tends to bode well for your own individual teams. And we touched on the aspect of reps before, so they probably have friends that go to other schools that they perhaps may have played reps with as well. So there's that element of friendship and supporting as well. As we begin the fourth quarter with Hara, India Nash, moving screen.
Tētai mea miharo, kaore anō hau kia kita kite ia mailing. Whakawhiti I ēnei hauwha e rua. Something amazing. I don't think I've seen Mailing take a seat in the last 2 quarters. Given that they played a game this morning and she is running her socks off at the moment, she just will not take a sub. I'm starting to wonder if she might just play through to the end.
She works very hard. She's been on the floor a number of times, hunting those loose balls, trying to find those extra positions for her team. St. Mary's come up with the ball. Schmidt up top. Columbia College look like they're in a bit of zone. As Tallard gets caught for the treble.
Hei pai tērā nā te nama toru te kaumarua India Nash. Koera tētahi mea tino whakahirihira mā St. Mary's me pēhea rātau e whakamahi pai I aia. Hei whakararu I a Columba. We've seen her be so strong throughout this game as the toru goes up. No doubt St. Mary's will be looking for ways to get her involved because she can cause some serious problems when she's got ball in hand. Just like that, te kuru whakaru.
India Nash. You asked before what St. Mary's want from this quarter. I guess conversely for Columbia College, it's like, all right, what part of our game are we not the best at? What could we work on to get better for tomorrow that's perhaps out of our traditional style of play, as we see the replay of the Hara committed, that they could get better at? And so we just saw a possession of them in the zone, which they haven't been in for large parts of this game, and that's something that Coach Brown's like, all right, this game we've got a winnable lead. Let's work on our zone defense that we may have to use later in the tournament.
koera tētahi mea he roa tēnei wiki no reira me whakamahi pai koe I ngā kēmu katoa. Long week, plenty of games to be played. We cannot allow to waste any of those opportunities.
And we see another ball just come off the fingertips for St Mary's.
Ai nei, Kalamba. Kua noho a Kiana Brown ki te pai, te nuingo e nei haupā tua e rua. Te rapea he tohu tērā nā te kaiako. Tirangi ana ki te whakatāi ia I mua I ngā kēmu kei te haere. We haven't seen Kiana Brown back on the court for the past couple of quarters as I get myself tongue-tied. Perhaps a sign there from Kalamba. They're just happy to rest her up in preparation for the games to come.
Yeah, I suppose they've only got, I'm pretty sure they've only got 9 on the bench, so yeah, Kiana's played a large chunk of this game, and as they, well, and as we talk about that, she checks back in. The commentator's curse, not the one at the free throw line.
No, honestly, it feels like these teams are listening to me sometimes. Every time I make a call, they just come out and make me look stupid. No doubt she'll be ready to put up some shots, and she does. Kuru whiwhi toru mai te timatanga.
Off the head of Latu. Straight to her teammate.
There's a good laugh about it. I think that was just a pass. Little header action. St Mary's in mahi ana ki te pai whiwhi toru. Ata whakawāna I ana kōwhiringa. Ria, te pai a te whaitiniti taua wā.
Well, good hands by Tuala there, almost with the steal. Sinclair takes possession. Tiana with the fake. Seen that coming from a mile away. Nice pass. Skivington with the kind of baseline fade. Just avoids the contact, but good enough to get the shot to go.
Rua ngā pāpui kei te haere mā St Mary's. Nama Tuarima. Siena tohi raua ko te nama toru te kau. Jaya Cruz. A uru ākua nei ki tēnei kēmu.
Skivington, offensive rebound. Just fades away a little bit from contact that wasn't non-existent. It's what caused her to miss the shot. Tillard.
I whakato mai a Zeb I tētai kupu ki a hau. Ko te hara Rukahu. Zeb telling me a word that he made up earlier actually. Hara Rukahu for the flop. Perhaps you're starting to, when you milk those fouls a little bit more than they're worth. Thought that was a fantastic kupu. Oh, where?
Zeb ball.
Oh,
Nashville falls out. Blew the whistle too soon.
First time I've seen that today.
6 minutes, 36 seconds to go here on court 4 as many of the other games are wrapping up around us. We see Mags going to pull out a win against Rangatoto. The other courts I can see through the left-hand, right-hand side are all but finished.
Rahe wā pai tēnei ki whakamaumahara ia koutou katoa e mātaki-taki ana. He maha ngā kēmu kātū kia whakata Māori I tēnei wiki whā ki te kaumā rua ngā kēmu ia rā mo te wiki katoa me e tei whiringa whāiti kei whakata Māori tūturu. Good time to remind you all watching at home, so much basketball on display here. Not just this court, but 4 to 12 games every single day on Whakata Māori on YouTube, and then also the finals later in the week will be on TV. So please find the time to go around, explore the different courts, explore the different streams that we have on, and enjoy the range and the quality of basketball on offer.
It's well, it's 5:45 now, but 5:45 round begins. We've got 2 live streams for you, Whakata Māori, on the show court, Palmy Arena, with Christ College Dewars who lost this morning against Aquinas, and we're looking for some redemption against the talented Christ College. And then on court 3 we have A boys. We have Geraldine High versus Ngā Taiatea, and single A boys action.
Aira, I mātai taki a hau, I koro a hau I tētai kēmu o Geraldine, I te whakataitai o te waipau namu I tērā atu wiki I tima tino pai rātou no reira e te iwi kia hika mataua kēmu. I commentated a game with Geraldine only a couple of weeks ago at the South Island Secondary Schools in qualifying for this tournament. Geraldine very strong side, so no doubt that will be a fantastic matchup live on court 3.
Yeah, this court here, we're just a little bit behind schedule with some games that have a lot of fouls, but if you're into the Geraldine game, I can see on the clock you got about 2 minutes and 40 seconds before that begins on court 3. As Columbia College really just getting in some reps and styles of play that they want to get better at, as the scores, well, the wins all but well and truly wrapped up as they lead 71-29 with 5 minutes to go.
Pai tērā nā St. Mary's. Hei taupare I taua maka. Lovely work from St. Mary's just to cut out that pass. Takaroha mai Kalamba. Nōrere naia nei. Tērā pēr hea heinga mā St. Mary's ki te mutu ki tētai aupiki. A chance for St. Mary's to end on a high, as you say. Try and get some positivity, some good momentum out of this game as they head into a perhaps slower day tomorrow with a bit more rest, but later in the week when they continue to build into the latter stages of the tournament.
St. Mary's execute the kind of deep sideline out of bounds, which can be quite difficult well. Turns into an open shot for Aliyah. Comes up long. Tillard, the Euro. Short of the tapa. Alatu, transition. Throwing it down. Cross-court pass. Cruz. Yeah, travelling violation by Tuala. Apologies, it was Cruz before with the long shot.
Nōreira he tāpui anō mai Kalamba ko te nama Tuawaro. Matawaina Lima once more coming into the game. And that'll be Madison Wheeler, the number 5, making way. Ki te tātou ia Lima, te hauwhai noi tēnei tino kaha. Tino māro te āhuatanga o Ana Tākoro. Nōreira kia matara ngā kai ārai o St. Mary's. You saw in the last quarter, Lima, really strong physical style of play. Not afraid to shoot either. No doubt she'll be causing some problems with the St. Mary's defense.
Latu with a lot of ball handling duties. We saw her early in the first quarter looking for an inside presence, and subsequently has been playing a lot more on the perimeter as she explores the right-hand edge. Cruz earns herself the trip to the Korototoku.
Ka hoki anō ki tētahi o Akutino Kupu ko te kuru piro. Me taku whakamaumahara I whakamahi ai au I te kemu I tēnei ata. One of my favourite words, kuru piro, word for a jam. Getting yourself stuck in a bit of a crowded situation underneath the hoop. I was chatting with Greg this morning. Boy, I like to remember it for all of you North Islanders out there, especially you Pāngata from Palmy Makaurau who love a little holiday down the Waikato. Every time you're driving past Lake Karapiro, you can be guaranteed to get caught in a jam. So Kurupiro at Karapiro, perhaps a little ara there mā koutou ki te maumahara I taua kupura.
Sev Wright picks up the ball handling duties. Rima. Tilliard. Too strong off the backboard. Get hands on it. Little ball of energy at the moment.
Kaira, te kuru whakau me te pāwā ringa, the layup, and then bats it away as well. Really starting to up the intensity as we get into the final minutes of this final quarter.
Couple of offensive two-uppers for St. Mary's of Tamaki Makoto. They'll have a baseline out to run their action. 5 seconds to inbound. 12 on the shot clock.
Te tāhai pai pera nā te nama te kau. Aisling Seavright, great steal there. And this time, Ruby Tilliard gets that one to drop and immediately sprints back. Te whakawhiti mai te whakaekinga ki te mahi ārai tino te rerau atu.
Cruz. Yeah, strong drive. Late help rotation from Lima to Miss Sahara. Cruz will get to the free throw line.
We see the replay there. He tohu pai anō tērā o te wairua pai, te whakahoahoa o enei kai tākaro. Ai he māro, he kaha tēnei kēmu, engari aha ko te aha he hoa tonu enei kai tākaro katua. So we see on that replay, another great show of sportsmanship from Columba. It's been a very physical, hard-played game, but that sportsmanship, that friendly spirit has maintained throughout. The first people there to help the St. Mary's player back to her feet were in fact her opponents. Honestly, so encouraging to see.
Lane violation, I see. We'll take a side ball out. And we see Inna Bratton, who checked in for St. Mary's on the last foul. Lima. Oh, tough pass, but you got it to go. Severite missed the layup. Cruz again. Toro Fifi Toro.
Hara.
Anna Bratton, fresh into the game. Offensive tūrapa and then earns herself to a chip to the Kura Fifi Toro. Kura Totoku.
Very settled as well. You can see clear process when she lines up for the shot. Well practiced. Tuira tētahi mea nui mā ngā kai tākaro katoa me pēhea rātau e whakatau I a rātau anō me pēhea rātau e whai tētahi pīti. Tētahi mea e whakatau I a rātau. That's something so key for these players. How can they settle themselves down? How can they find a routine, a rhythm to their mahi that allows them to continue to play very settled and very chilled despite the context that they find themselves in.
Yeah, you can kind of see without some of their leaders for both teams being off the court at the moment that certainly for Columba they're just a little bit rushed. There's no one out there, hey, just slow down, get in the right spot, cut it this time. As we kind of are committing a few too many fouls in the last couple of minutes. Scully earning herself a trip to the Kura Totoku.
You see Te Aroha College warming up on the court next to us. Their warm-up consisting basically of just taking turns dunking it. Not too many passing drills going on. Te rapea koe rā tā rātau rautaki te kēmu kei te haere.
Puki Linden coaching Te Aroha. And I saw, can't tell who they're facing, but the four corners passing the team on the left before the coach had to join in just to make up numbers, so they had enough. So put it on him for warming up himself.
Aira. Ko tētai atu mea pai, ko kitai au I tēnei rā. Ko te makawe o etahi o enei rangatahi. I etahi wā he pai, I etahi wā ahua whanoki, engari kei reira katoa te hikaka. Something else I've seen from all of these rangatahi across the day. Some interesting hairstyles. We saw some buzz cuts, some DIY buzz cuts from Rosmini. We've got some bleach jobs with Te Aroha. These rangatahi clearly having a bit of fun in their time away from home.
Yeah, perhaps, well, Rosmini's tradition is if it's your first time at Nationals for Rosmini, it's a buzz cut. And well, the looks of Te Aroha, perhaps if it's your first time at Nationals for Te Aroha, you've got to dye your hair a different colour, as we see a couple of orange and purple hairdos across the court 5.
Yeah, not sure I could pull it off myself. Engari, e mihi ana kei a rātau, kei a rātau te mana, kei a rātau te kōwhiringa.
Travelling violation by Scully. We see the close-up of Puki Linden giving his troops some instructions as they're about 90 seconds from tip-off on court 5. Columba here under a minute to go before they secure their first victory of their 2025 National Championship campaign. Lima.
Te kuru whakau. Te taia. Ai tensi taua wā. Te tāhai. Nā te nama rima. Lovely steal there from Madison Wheeler. Can't quite get it to go, but some great defensive pressure on display.
Scully surveying. Bratton. Moving it around the horn. Cruz. And a high note to finish on for St. Mary's. Solid offensive position. And Columba can just dribble it out.
Might get a shot up here. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for one more. Can't quite do it.
And that is it, folks.
Aira koera te whakamutunga o te kēmu kua toa taha kaha a Columba. Whetu te kauma, whetu ki te toru te kauma, toru o St. Mary's getting up 77-33. A strong victory there for the girls from Motopoti. Engari koera te whakamutunga mā tēnei kōti. Engari e hoa mā kaua e tā wāhi. He kēmua nō kei te haere ki te kōti tuawhā, ki te kōti tuatahi hoki, as we've got games still to come on court 4 and court 1. Engari, for now, that is us. We'll be back on court 3 and court 1, sorry. We'll be back on court 4 tomorrow morning. Hei a kua nei.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.